Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Sixth Street Entertainment Podcast. My name is Jordan, also known as Kitz Kapow.
Hey guys, this is Nick, also known as FedEx.
This is me, Big Junior, also known as Big Man Junior OG.
For those of you that are just listening, we got going here. The first video podcast we're gonna try and get up on YouTube. We decided we want to try and utilize our YouTube a little more for you guys. Give you guys some faces to put with the voices that are coming to you guys through Spotify, iHeartRadio, Apple Podcasts, wherever you may have went and downloaded. And if you haven't yet, go to one of those places and download.
Yes, please.
For those of you watching, this is going to be all unedited, no music or anything, because I don't feel like taking the time to go and put that in. Also, Josh, you guys may have noticed, hasn't been with us for a while. We want to clear up anything that may have been said or heard, and that is that there was no argument between any of us. Josh decided to step back and start focusing a little more on his life, and he was streaming before this, so he decided just to start streaming a little more and focusing on that a little bit more. It was kind of all a mutual agreement, but he's still with us. He's just helping us kind of like behind the scenes in the background and stuff. So you may still see his name around there, and you'll see him pop up on future episodes here and there.
Yep.
Yes, sir. We look forward to having him back.
Yep.
Also, if you're watching the live video on YouTube, or well, not live, recorded video. We're not doing live yet. We're going to see how this recording goes and see if it even makes it up there. If you're watching and it does make it up there, you'll notice Junior's feed is a little off. If you see mine, Junior's also with me. We just gave his phone the extra camera angle there. Get his good side.
All sides are good. But, all right.
So, we got a lot of stuff, I think, to talk about this time around. Didn't seem like a lot of news was coming out, but within this last week, it looks like a lot of stuff popped up. The first week was kind of dry for me.
Yeah.
A little bit.
You know what? It took me a little researching to find a lot of major news, but I finally found stuff. It was here and there, just scattered. I had to really bunker down and kind of search.
Yes, still I saw a lot of delays and stuff, which no one wants to hear about, so I didn't even bother writing them down. I don't know if you guys did.
Yeah.
I just got tired of seeing them.
It becomes depressing at some point.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And a lengthy list at that.
Yeah. That'll be half the episode.
Before we start getting into the news and stuff, I want to go over some of the games and stuff that I've been playing. I got a lot to talk about what I've been doing. First of all, not game related, I did finally finish my Splinter Cell series, which I didn't finish the series. I found out there's one more freaking book, and on Amazon right now, even with Prime, they want like 3 weeks to deliver it, so I was like, I'll just wait. I finished I believe the 6th book in the series though, and if you're into the Splinter Cell games, the books are where it's at. That's got all the good detail. The books to them are sick. It's been so long since I played the games. Yeah, I don't remember if it follows the story or not. I only played the first one that was on GameCube. I can't remember if it follows the story exactly or not, but it seems like it does. It says on the back it's based off the video game.
Those are always some of the best ones when they're based off the video game.
Yeah, you get to
or the reverse too is always good.
You get to know Sam Fisher like a little bit better in the books. You get a little more detail and everything than just playing him in the video game. And when you get pissed at the game, you go on a rampage. That's not Sam Fisher. So I finished those. Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3, I got back and started playing that a lot more on Switch, and I remember I was talking to you guys about that, and when I started playing it, one of the things that I was worried about was it was going to end quickly because I was having a lot of fun with it. And I hit a point where I am just completely getting my ass kicked, and I couldn't figure out what was going on. And after getting my ass kicked repeatedly over and over and over again, I'm like, screw this. I'm going to go frickin' YouTube this and see what the hell's going on. So I went and looked it up on YouTube, and I started seeing a bunch of people in forums and stuff saying that it's a very grindy game, and now I'm starting to understand why. Like all these little freaking Infinity Rifts I've been finding that I was skipping, I actually should have been playing those because they're just challenges you can complete to level up your character and get better like stones to level up your characters and all this other stuff. So I've hit the grindiness part of it, and I slowed down on that a little bit. I'm stuck, I think, towards chapter, I want to say like 7-ish or something like that. For the people that have played it, that's where I'm stuck at. Or the MODOK guy, the big annoying MODOK guy. That's the boss I'm stuck on. Animal Crossing, also been playing that on the Switch still.
Yep.
So is it better or worse or what? I mean, you said you were going to tell me more about it as you played some more, and I was telling you last time when you guys were talking about it, it was like looked kind of like Sims, like a Sims simulator, but with animals, and you were saying it's basically that, and I said, well, I want to know more about it if it gets any more in depth like reporting on it. Is it getting better, or is it?
No, I've had fun with it since the beginning because I've always been into Animal Crossing. If you're not into it, it's not your thing. Like you said, you're more of a Sims guy. You might not like Animal Crossing. It's kind of like, I've heard people say it's one or the other for them. I mean, I guess that I'm sure there's people that like both of them, but I've heard people say it's one or the other for them, the majority. But I've always been into Animal Crossing, and my sister plays it a lot, so I get to play that with her. Junior plays it, so I play with him. I'm having fun with it. I just got, for the people that have been playing it, Bunny Day's over. We made it. Made it past Bunny Day. But I don't know if my girlfriend's messing with me or not, because I still walk around and see stars in the ground, and I'll dig it up and I'll pull up an egg. And so I'm pretty sure my girlfriend got pissed pulling up eggs and went and buried them back into the island, and I'm just finding them now. It's pissing me off. Or she leaves like all the trees she shook and stuff.
Is she doing that on purpose?
Probably. That's what I'm saying. I don't know if she did or not. But all the trees she shook and all the stones she hit, she left all the eggs everywhere. So finally I got sick of seeing them, and I started picking them up, and I'm just going and selling them now. I'm like, screw it, man. I want to get these damn eggs out of here. I ended up collecting all the eggs. I didn't even end up making anything with them. I wanted them so bad for recipes, and now I'm just stuck with all these eggs. I'm probably just going to sell them. But
I've seen a lot of the things. There's not most of them, unless you're really into Easter or like the colorful thing. You're not gonna do nothing with them. I have a whole bunch, and I'm not gonna do nothing with them.
Well, I told my sister, like, it's getting to the point in the game right now where it's still fun to play every day and, like, do your stuff. Like, there's a message in a bottle with the recipe on the beach every day. So I still like to log in and go get my recipe. And if you shake the trees that don't have the fruit on them, randomly you get a piece of furniture that falls.
Yeah.
So I still like to do that every day and log in and get my Nook miles. But it hits a point where I can't just play for hours and hours like the first week when I got it, because it's kind of like you did everything for that day. Last night I was talking to you about it, was kind of an exception where I was trying to get money, and I just wanted to start stacking money so I can pay these debts off, and I just went fishing for like an hour and a half. And friggin', I think fishing is the best way to get money. That's why I've come to the conclusion of.
Yeah.
And that and picking up the seashells, and I was shaking the coconut trees, and coconut's not my native fruit to my island. So.
Oh yeah, you have the last fruit. I need to go to your island and grab some.
Yeah, I got all of them.
I got all of them except for the last one.
Which one?
It's the peach, isn't it?
Yeah, peach.
I don't have the
It
peach.
depends on which one your last one is.
I have the apple, the orange, the coconut, the pear.
Depends on who you ask.
Yeah, it depends
I
on
need
what
the
island
peach.
you're at.
I need the peach.
Yeah.
So, anyways, yeah, the fishing. I was fishing a lot, and I did that for a couple hours, but I ended up getting bored of it, going to sleep. But it's still fun. I'm still progressing in it. For the people who've been playing it, I'm at the part where I just built the campsite for KK to come. And so I try and get more visitors. So actually that should be built today. I built that yesterday. I'll be looking forward to checking on my campsite later tonight. I know you've been playing it. You want to talk about anything about Animal Crossing?
Yeah, my other day, my sister was fishing, and she got the oarfish.
That scared the shit out of me the first time it came out. I thought I was getting eaten. I was like, oh! And my sister told me, too. She's like, have you seen the oarfish yet? I was like, oarfish? What the hell is that? She's like, just wait, you'll know it when you see it. She's like, it scared me when it first came, and then sure as shit, like the next day I talked to her, I freaking end up catching it. I thought it was.
I still haven't caught that. Have
No?
you caught the sturgeon?
No, I haven't caught the sturgeon.
I have it. I only caught one. It's in my house. It's
What?
staying there.
You can put
What
it
is
in
it?
your
A
house?
large
Yeah.
fish or something?
Which one?
The
sturgeon or
oarfish is
oarfish?
like a fish bigger than your character. Yeah, it's like
Wow.
tall. It's like a giant like spiky eel, like a porcupine eel or something like that.
Yeah.
But it's hella big and hella long.
Yeah. Yeah. You could.
That didn't sound right.
Yeah. Yeah. You could put like.
Sounding
any of-
interesting.
You could basically put any of the fish or anything into your house. They'll just make it into an aquarium. Like the bugs will be in the little bug cage. The fish will be in an aquarium.
That's
The
tight.
oarfish my sister has is like in a little mini pool.
Oh damn.
It takes like half her house.
Really?
Yeah.
Damn. Yeah, I don't know if I'll be putting any fish in there. I'm trying to make a gym in one of my rooms. have a few
My
gym
dude,
equipment
my
already.
little robotic bird, he likes working out, and I've been putting stuff for him. I put him a sink. I gave him a bike, and I found this protein
Wait a
shake
second.
thing.
You gave your fish your bike?
No, this
A bird.
this
a bird
dude,
bike.
one of my
The fish get pools.
Well,
no,
that's pretty
No.
impressive. Making
No.
birds ride bikes.
No, there's a resident on my island. He's a robotic bird. He likes working out and everything, so I started putting stuff for him, like to work out. I gave him a little sink, so he can like wash himself off when he works out. I gave him a little mountain bike, and then I found this protein shake thing. I was like, oh, I'm gonna give it to him. I gave it to him because. At that, but I didn't realize I forgot about you. Otherwise, I would have sent it to you.
Yeah, if you find any more workout stuff, let me know because I'm building my gym. in my house.
If you find any weird stuff, send it to me because I have a skeleton in one side.
Weird stuff.
I have like the skeletons you see in the doctor thing, and then the other side I have where it splits in half. The dude will show his skin one side, the organs on the
Oh,
other
I
side.
know what you're talking about. Yeah, yeah.
Stuff like that. And
Now,
then on my door.
Is Animal Crossing's only on Nintendo Switch?
It is. It's Nintendo exclusive.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Mhm.
I had one of my coworkers.
Oh.
He just went and bought one. He said, "I was like, dude, where'd you get them? They're like $500 or sold out everywhere." He's like, "Yep, I spent $600." I was like, "Woo!" He cashed out.
Actually,
when he spent that $600.
Nick,
Yep.
there's actually a mobile version of Animal Crossing.
There is.
But does
Yes.
it intercross with the regular?
I don't know if you can go to to ours, but if anyone else has the mobile one, you can go to theirs.
I didn't even know that. Is it a
My
free?
my nephew, all of them have it. My sister was playing the other day.
Is it kind of just like the game? Like just
Yeah,
the
it's a
mobile?
little different. They have little map. It's almost kind of the same. It's just like it's not as like there's like stuff you do in there. It's kind of like an island. It's almost the same thing. Leads a different way. There's like little quests. You can't just dig anywhere. You can't just chop wood anywhere.
Nah, you gotta go for the real experience, or else you might not like it.
Yeah,
My
but
girlfriend,
I'm
she
just
wants to get a
saying, if
Switch
you
just
wanna
for
if
it.
you wanna give an attempt to see if you might like it, the mobile version's there for anyone who doesn't have a Switch.
I have to check the mobile version out because I don't have the Switch, so I'll let you guys know once I try it out. We'll see.
All right. Yeah, actually, let me know how that does go. I'm curious because if I tell my girlfriend
Definitely.
there's a mobile version, she's probably gonna be all over it.
Got a lot of time, so I'll I'll try that out.
We're gonna quarantine Animal Crossing. Nothing like it. All right, we've been doing Bleeding Edge. Me and Junior got into that. When was it? Last weekend or last week? I think it was the beginning of last week.
It was beginning last week or the weekend around there.
And we played that with actually Tony, my cousin, who's special guested on here. Me, him, and Tony played, and then did we play with Josh too, or that was later? We played with a random person. It's teams of 4. For those of you who don't know it, it's kind of like was it Overwatch, right? Where you got your support class, which are the healers, again damage, which are your little quicker guys, and then the tanks, which are the heavier, slower guys. That was going really well, but the only thing I do not like about it, I don't know if it's the way the ranking system is right now or because the game's new, but it seems like when you lose in that game, you really get your ass kicked. Like, you don't want to play anymore, get your ass kicked. And when you win, sometimes it's like that, or wins. We've had some wins that have been close and some losses that have been close, but it seems like the majority of the time when you lose, you just get destroyed, like, completely. And I don't know if it's like because you can level up specific characters when you use them. So if I'm using one damage person, I can level that person up to 1, 2, 3, whatever, so on. If I choose a different one that levels them up, you don't just level up like your damage class. You got to level up individual people. And so I'm not sure if people that are really good at the game are just jumping on those level 1 people, and that's how it's matching, like, by level of character. Because don't you also have an overall level on top of...
Yeah.
So you also have an overall level on top of your character levels.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not sure if it's matching by character level or if it's matching by overall level, what the deal is. But some teams, or like some people you get matched with, like you could tell they know what they're doing and they just roll right over you. And it's depressing. It's very depressing.
Yeah.
But for the most part, other than those couple of times, it's been super fun. It's on Game Pass, so I would definitely recommend checking it out still if you got Game Pass, because you can download it for free.
Is this like an RPG, or is it a first-person shooter? What is it?
No, it's like a third-person shooter. Like, you've never played Overwatch or seen Overwatch?
No, I've seen some Overwatch
well, Overwatch
stuff, but I've never played it.
Overwatch is first-person, actually, isn't it?
But I think you can go to third person as well.
It can go to third person as well. Well, like, you have objectives, so there's 2 teams of 4. And there's 3 types of objective. One is team deathmatch, where it's just first person or team to reach 50. Then you have domination, which they have letters A, B, and C across
that
the
turn
map.
on
There's always
periodically.
3. And random ones will turn on. So you'll see one light up, but it'll have a lock symbol on it. And that means, all right, this one's about to light up and go active. Once it goes active, you guys got to try and battle like King of the Hill style who gets it. But you can have more than one turn on at a time. Sometimes only one will turn on, or sometimes you'll have 2, or sometimes all 3. And it's like a domination style game with 3 flags, you know? Like Call of Duty domination. And then they have one called, what is it called? Power
Collection.
Power Collection. This one I effing hate.
Yep. Oh my god.
But, so it says like power cells go inactive and it will count down a timer like 15 seconds or whatever. When the timer counts down, random power cells will pop up in containers around the map. And you got to go up and break them and collect the power cells. And the same like domination, the capture the flag one, where random active points will pop up. You gotta wait. Once you collect your power cells, you gotta wait and see which one's gonna go active, and then you gotta get there, and then you move your character into the circle once it goes active, and your character, like, you'll see a bar start progressing, and when it finishes, you put your cells, like, say, like in the bank, you put them away, they're safe, and so you have to get points that way, but you also get points for your kills. And then it's the first person to reach some score limit. And you could kill the people and take their power cells they're holding. For some reason, we always have a hard time with that one. I don't know why. I really like the domination one. Probably the best because team deathmatch is just team deathmatch. It's just killing. At least domination's like an objective. But like I said, when you lose, you really lose. It seems like in that game. It's just unforgiving.
Yeah.
I have not tried that. What system did you say that was on Steam?
It's on... was it a Game Pass exclusive? So it's on PC. I don't think it's on Steam. It's on Xbox Game Pass for PC. So you're like your Game Pass Ultimate, and then it's on Game Pass on Xbox. I think it's a Game Pass exclusive. It's not Xbox exclusive because it's on PC.
Yeah, I think it's
Gotcha.
a Game Pass.
Gotcha.
But I think they might branch out later on to maybe to actual Steam.
And it's cross-platform between Xbox and PC.
Yeah.
Cross-platform. Yeah, I could see it branching out to Steam, being that it's already on PC. I can't really see it going to PlayStation or Switch. Kind of see it just being an Xbox Game Pass exclusive. Or, well, no, if it says exclusive then to Game Pass, it can't go to Steam. So I don't know.
Yeah,
Maybe
but a lot of games have been they get out of the exclusive.
Because if it goes to Steam, then I don't see why they wouldn't send it to PlayStation or try and port it over to Switch either.
I kind of see it more
because they got
going to
Overwatch
Switch.
on Switch now.
Oh yeah.
Overwatch is on Switch, and I think Overwatch 2 is coming to Switch. I remember we talked
And
about
it's
that.
crossplay.
I don't know if it's crossplay, but Overwatch came to Switch. No, I can't see that being
I'm all
crossplay,
about that
dude.
I'm all about that crossplay.
I can't
now.
see that being crossplay because
More games.
PC players in Overwatch, I think, would just destroy Nintendo Switch players in Overwatch.
We already seen what happened with the Star Wars Academy.
Yeah,
Oh,
they
last
came
one.
on and they figured out how to hack in.
Yeah, but still.
Call of Duty.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, you had some about that, huh? Or well, we're talking
Yeah,
about Call of
so-
Duty later, right?
Yeah, we got it a little bit later.
Alright.
I've been playing a lot. I got a lot of games to report on that I've been playing recently, and we'll get to them. But a lot of Call of Duty. I played Dungeons and Dragons, which we'll talk about in a little bit. And I've played. I went back and played some Dragon Ball Z. Let me think, and a few other mobile games that I played recently. I played. There's a mobile game called Park Runner that I played, and I really like that. But Park Runner is a game where you're like in a race to see who can get to the finish line first against other players online, or so I thought. But I played it, and then it seemed like even if I didn't
So
do
I
anything,
thought.
and I just kind of tested it because it seemed too easy. So I just let the character run by himself, and eventually he made it to the finish line, and I was still first. So it was like I felt kind of cheated because I don't think that it's a real game. I think that it's just like when you go to Vegas or something, or if there's slot machines and lights, like you're not gonna win, but the lights and stuff keep you going. So like all the little things that you do in the game, they like keep you distracted and wanting to play the game, but there's nothing like there's no point because you're gonna win anyways.
That's hella funny.
Just left you dude to win to go. That's funny.
Yeah, that's on a mobile app. It's on Android, iOS too.
So the Google Play Store
Yeah,
and alright, and Apple Store.
yes sir.
Alright, and then I got into. Did I tell you guys about GTF? Well, I know Junior watched me.
You
Right?
said something about it.
So
I was
after
watching
the
last
right
night.
after the last podcast, yeah, I think I said I was jumping on that. So I jumped on with Tony and my buddy Adam. That game is completely different than what I thought it was, and it's pretty freaking cool. The videos, I didn't put the video up on YouTube of the gameplay. I could, like the first time me playing GTFO, if people would be interested in that, I could throw it up with this first video podcast we're doing.
Yeah, yeah.
But I thought it was more like just go in there and just shoot everything kind of game. No, it's more of like it's like a lot puzzle. There's a lot of puzzle stuff to it. Like there's a terminal,
It's like,
and you have to go up to this terminal right when you start, and in the top left of your screen it will say an objective like find cargo container, whatever, gives a code like 319 or something, and it says usually it says two of them. So when you go to this terminal in the start of the game, you type query, because query means search. You type query cargo container whatever, yada yada yada, and it'll tell you get to zone, and then it'll give you a zone number, and each area you're in, it will say like the zone number on a wall or something. So you're like, all right, I'm in zone 103, we got to get to 107, so you got to navigate through this whatever the hell you're in the start of the game. You go down like a
shaft.
like a freaking like into the underground or whatever, so I'm assuming you're in like some sort of underground caves or some sort of system.
You're just going down a deep.
And there's monsters
deep
and
hole.
shit, but you got to get through all that. You use the terminal to find things like med kits, ammo. I can't even remember everything there was.
Others.
Key cards, keys, and-
Maglocks,
yeah, lock
Fog-
cutting stuff.
defogger, glow
def-
sticks.
There's a shitload of stuff, but it gave a cool like element to the game that I didn't know was there. So it was a cool surprise. The game was $34.99, I believe, on Steam. It was well worth it, but you need 4 people if you want to do anything in that game. First, me and my buddy got on and tried just us two. We got wrecked. It was fun,
I
but
saw
we got
it.
wrecked.
They got murdered.
And then me, my buddy, and Tony got on and played with us. Now Tony's got a PC. And we made it a little farther, but still got wrecked. Do you see the new monster we discovered with the tentacles when we got through that other room finally?
I only saw the first time you guys played. I don't think I've seen the.
We played one more time and we got past that door where all those little... There's one door you have to go and locate a key card first. So we finally located the key card, made it back. And then you stand inside like a little what would you even call it? A circle pops up, like 4 little circles pop up on the ground, and you have to stand in each one for like 15 seconds to complete it. And it's a sequence that, so you complete 4 of them, and then another 4 will pop up in the room on the other side. You complete those, another 4 will pop up in the room on the other side. So you got to keep completing them until the meter's done on the door. When it's done, then the door unlocks and the monsters stop coming, and you can go in. So that was the hard part we could not get by until we got Tony. It took us 2 tries. We got by it. We get in this room. We're like, yeah, we did it. And then like this little like some sort of like cutscene comes, and it's like this. What was that? It reminds me of freaking the blue Pokemon that was kind of like a freaking like a tiger or something. You know what I'm talking about? It's in a later generation.
Yeah, you got me. I don't know.
Oh, I can't remember. But I don't know. It's some sort of like tiger-like thing. It was
Are
on
you
like
talking
4
about
legs.
the legendary one?
Yeah, it's a legendary.
I think it starts with an S. Sully.
I don't know what its name is, but you know what I'm talking about?
Something.
It reminded me of that with long ass tentacles coming out of the back, and they weave around. I mean, they're long, and all you hear is the guy like, "Don't get touched by the tentacles." So they're coming at me, and I'm like crouching. I'm like, "Oh fuck, what do we do? What do we do?" And I'm backing up. I fall off a cliff into a group of sleepers. I'm like, "Oh, they know we're here. They know we're here." And the tentacles got us, and that was the end of that.
Is the Pokemon you're talking about?
It's a legendary Pokemon. It's from the Johto region. It's
Yeah.
the 3 tigers, Entei.
Wait, what?
Something.
Yeah, it's
something.
Entei.
Luxray?
I don't know the name.
I don't think
I don't know.
no, it
I
starts
know.
with an
I know if I
S.
saw it. I don't know the name though.
It starts with an S. I don't think it's that one.
Type in legendary Pokemon with Entei.
It's from the Johto region, for sure. It came on the game cartridges. It was the crystal one. Because I have it.
Is it Crystal?
Yes, it's crystal. I have it.
I can't remember.
Nope, nothing comes up from that.
No.
No.
Oh well. Anyways, check out the
Is it
stream.
the one with the big horn on its head that goes around?
I think so.
No.
I gotta look it up now. Hang on, let me Google it now. Oh, whoops. Legendary Pokemon with Entei.
It's just say crystal version. Is that one right
It's
there in the
this
corner
one
right
right
side?
here.
Is
Well,
it?
what's his name? It's right. That one. Suicune.
Yeah.
Suicune. It reminds me of that. That's what it reminded me of. How do I get back to this? There we go.
Yeah. That's the one I was just talking about with the round hose.
Okay,
horn on
all
it.
right.
Yeah, it goes like that. Yeah.
So now that we got that cleared up.
I thought when you said about tentacles, I thought you were about to be telling me about Tangela.
No. It was like that one, but with tentacles coming out of its back. Yeah.
Dude, that's when you were talking about Pokemon.
And it was not
that.
pleasant.
I was like, Tangela?
The last game that I want to talk about real quick, because we've been playing the shit out of it, is Division 2. Finally, me and Junior got to the end of the story, only to find out that it restarts with the tusk taking over everything. You gotta do everything again. What the hell? So did you... I want to know, because you already played New York, but when we tried to go to it, it was saying you may lose trophies that you don't have because it's gonna skip all that stuff.
Yeah.
So did you skip it?
Yeah, I skipped.
Do you know what you lost? Don't know, don't care.
I'm not a big trophy collector, so I'm not like
You
too
wanna
been
wait
out
on
of
it?
shape about. I'm not. I've encountered people who are trophy collectors, and they're like,
Well,
"Oh
yeah.
man, you
Tony.
don't have any trophies." I'm like, "Okay, well, but I'm not like playing for trophies." So, like, if I was, we could compare that, but like, I don't care about the trophies. I'm just like, I just play for the end of the game. I want to get to the. I want to play the game, hear the story, finish the game. I don't care if I get a trophy or anything in between. Like that was it. I played it. I got to experience it. That was. They told me their story, and now I'm good.
Yeah. I don't care that much about them, but
Just certain,
But
just
it
certain-
was
That's why I
saying
said
that.
for me it was just skip. Just
But
skip.
wasn't it saying? Didn't it also say that there was other like items you might miss too? Like if you don't do that stuff again, because does it? Have you gone to the New York section and then gone back and tried to play and like do you?
I haven't tried to go back.
Because I'm curious to see what happens. Like if everything's completed for you already, or
I don't think so. It's just I think this went to. I think they go to higher tiers. You know how we're on War Tier 1? When he comes back, they'll probably be War Tier 5.
maybe. I don't know. I guess we'll
Because
have to
he
wait
had
and find
to have-
out then.
He has to have a gear score of War Tier 5 to play. And they give you stuff and or something like that in order to be War Tier 5. Or unless he
You'll
just...
see the expansion's quick, so it's not gonna take you long to get to the
Well,
end.
we decided that
Play.
we're not gonna go to the expansion yet because you already told us it was quick. So we're gonna keep going on all the other stuff and just kind of save it for now.
Okay.
I gotta take a break from Division anyways because we played the shit out of it trying to get to that end.
Yeah.
Wow.
We're just gonna see since you need to get a gear score above a certain level to go up to 2. We're just gonna see if we do a little bit, we go quick enough in it. Otherwise, we'll probably just go straight to the expansion. We're just gonna see if we get enough equipment in order to go up to the next one. If we get another one, it boosts us up quick enough. Otherwise, we'll just go. If it's not, it's gonna take a long time. We'll probably just go to the expansion right away.
Yeah. Oh, see what happens. That one's on hold for a minute. I gotta get back into Fallout 76, but we'll hear about that. we'll hear about that later, right?
Yeah.
Nobody played any Doom? No Doom for anybody?
Dude, I don't want to play the second one, and it's been killing me listening to podcasts because I've been working. I told Junior, I've been working in a parking lot the last like 3 days. They want all their lines are faded. I'm a painter, in case anyone doesn't know that, and they wanted the lines restriped on the parking lot. And we're kind of slow at work with everything going on, and we usually contract that stuff out to bigger companies, but my boss was like, we got nothing to do, just go do it by yourself. So I was out there for like 3 days doing these lines, and I had nothing but time to listen to podcasts. And that was one of the big freaking subjects out of like the 20 shows I listened to. That was Doom Eternal. Yeah, and it's just so freaking good, and I got tired of hearing about it because I heard, the first remake or whatever, the 2016 one was supposed to be really, really good too. And I want to play that one before I get to the second one, so I'm holding off on that one. That's co-op though. I don't think it's on Game Pass. You don't have Xbox. I was gonna say we should get on that, but you don't got Xbox.
It's crossplay, and we're in April now. We'll see how long the coronavirus thing lasts.
Wait, it's
'cause
crossplay?
I don't know if it is. That's what I'm saying.
I don't know.
I'll have to look that up and see.
It'd be interesting
I
to
don't think
see
it is.
if the new one, Doom Eternal, is crossplay. Maybe not the old one because it was a few years ago now, but maybe the newer one that just came out, possibly. I could see them doing that.
It's because unfortunately there is no Doom Eternal crossplay online.
All right, and I stand here corrected.
Oh, well.
Sucks.
Worth a try.
But I hear it's a good game. It's really hard to beat, and
That's what I've been
all I hear
hearing.
so far.
I hear it's a fun challenge.
We always like a fun challenge.
Freaking, what was that one? Human fall flat? That's a fun challenge.
Yep.
Alright, that's what I've been playing. That's all I got to say about what I've been playing. You guys got anything, or you want to head over into the bits and pieces?
I think we should, unless Junior's got something, we should head over to bits and pieces, because I'm saving mine for a little later down.
Alright. Yeah, I got Call of Duty stuff too I want to talk about. I can't
Yeah,
wait to
that's
get
the only
into
thing
that.
I have left would be Call of Duty because we're going to talk about that later. So.
Alright, so you want to start the bits and pieces? Yeah.
Who, me?
Yeah.
Yes, you couldn't be. Then who? All right, guys. So I got a big one here. You guys, you'd heard about the internet speeds. I got you guys probably heard me talk about my gig speed internet,
Yeah, we know
and
about
you've
your gig
probably heard
speed.
about now they have Comcast offers the 2 gig speed, but the
Wait,
big
they do?
headline this yeah, they offer 2 gig. It's 2 gig speed.
No, I didn't know that.
Yeah, you can get 2 gigs right now. I don't know what you would use 2 gigs for. The 1 gig is pretty fast, but yeah, just to top that off, the big headline this week was the Ethernet Standards Group is a group that's they're a consortium that like makes products and tells what standards are for different internet-based products, and they came out with a headline this week that they made a new speed so fast it 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 has its own like name, but it's called a 25 gigabyte internet consortium, and they had announced that they're coming out with the 800 gigabyte specification for servers. So
800?
yeah, 800 gigabyte. They said
Okay.
based because of
Yep.
all of the streaming video and cloud-based gaming that's going to be going on. The consortium has announced their new 800 gigabyte Ethernet standard, and it's a speed. They said that it's going to be ushering a new era in gaming and internet, the future. So, I mean,
They're trying to transport like people through goddamn 800 gigabyte.
they're gonna up
It's
they're gonna upload you.
it's gonna be like freaking Willy Wonka, right? Where they look at it and they transport them over to the side smaller, or do they just shrink them?
Uh,
It's,
that's what it seems like.
it's something
5G.
like,
They're
or they
going way
transport them to
beyond
the
that.
TV screen or something
Yeah.
like that, right? Yeah,
Yeah.
you're gonna get transported to the damn TV screen. There's your new VR.
The consortium was originally they called themselves the 25 gigabit consortium, but they were originally developed to do 25, 50, and 100 gigabyte Ethernet specifications, and so this is the first one of those that they've gone 800 GBE is what it's called, 800 GBE.
Jeez.
Mm.
So that's their Ethernet, gigabyte Ethernet, 800.
All right.
No.
And it was
Good.
originally they were aiming for 400, but they got 800 speeds.
They're a little off there, huh? Aiming for 4, but got 8.
So yeah, they just say, hey, why not?
Why? Yeah, why not?
It's better to go
Doesn't
over
hurt
than under.
anybody.
All right.
So yeah, I don't know when that'll be available for any public use or anything like that. Seems like right now that's a private
It's commercial.
specification by the consortium that they're just testing it and developing standards, because with things like Stadia and they're looking forward for things like that we're going to be using internet. Your speed is going to be more of an issue than what hardware you have on your device or computer, because that's not going to matter. It's just going to matter that you're playing at somebody's server and you want faster speeds, not better equipment.
It's gonna be something beyond our time.
Yeah, your children's children.
All right.
That's all I got on that part.
You got more?
No, I mean I got more
yeah,
bits and pieces, but yeah, that's all I got on the 800 gigabyte consortium.
Oh, all right. No, keep going. Keep going with bits and pieces.
Okay, yeah. Well, also another big bits and pieces that we had is I don't know if you guys heard about Facebook. They are trying to crack down on all of the misinformation that's been going on. There's a lot of different fraudulent websites putting up information about coronavirus, where to get tested, who you can contact, what the symptoms are, how many people have died, who just like random stuff like that. So it's been pretty crazy with that. And Facebook, they've already got things about the political where they were trying to crack down on misinformation through the political scene, because people were putting out false information was about candidates and stuff like that to try and sway the election. So they are also that whole misinformation act. They're trying to stop people from giving misinformation about viruses and things like that, and using it to exploit people.
That's good.
This whole thing. I heard they're showing that what you said. They're showing all the places where you can get tested and everything. They put that all up in Google too. You can Google that and all that stuff will pop up and everything in their maps and stuff.
You always want to check official accredited sites.
Excuse me. I swear I'm not sick.
Oh shit!
Allergies. Allergies.
Done. Game over.
I'm superhuman. I don't get sick.
But yeah, they just want to stop people from using that misinformation and putting that out there, and because it can be really unhelpful. It could cause somebody to get even worse or sick, or put others in danger.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot we could say on that. I don't know how deep I want to go into that.
Yeah, well, I mean, like I said, you want to have the right information. You don't want somebody telling you, "Oh, your symptoms are not this," and then you go, "Okay, I'm not sick," and then you go out and get somebody else sick.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They always say better safe than sorry.
Yep.
So, yeah, that's all I got on bits and pieces.
All right. I'll go through mine. So I heard, this is coming from something I heard in one of the podcasts I was listening to, but didn't we all play PUBG at one point? We were all playing PUBG, right? I know I was. I know Junior, you played with me, right?
Yeah, I got it. And you guys
I never
got
played.
off.
Never got it?
I don't think I played PUBG. I played H1Z1 or H1Z1
Yeah.
and Fortnite and Call of Duty, Warzone. I don't think I ever played PUBG.
I thought you did, but you know of it. You know what it's about and what you're supposed to do and everything. And it was funny because they said, I'm just bringing it up because they said in the show I was listening to, like, it's kind of almost, you forget it's there with all the new battle royals coming out. And I want to say they just came out like a new season or something for PUBG or something new for PUBG. I'm surprised they're still making stuff for it. Like, I don't know how they're staying afloat or alive with all these new battle royals coming out and all the new iterations of it, or how I'm just surprised it's still around this long.
I thought it was done.
Yeah, it's not.
No, it's still going. I think they did a new map. I'm pretty sure.
Is that what it was that came out?
I think so. They either revised their old map or they did a new map. Something like that.
PUBG, it doesn't seem... Well, when did it come out? Not that long ago.
At least...
PUBG, let's see.
For the Battle Royale part, anyways. I think there's a part of PUBG that's not Battle Royale, I think.
I'm not sure about that.
I want to say, but to see all the different iterations of Battle Royale that's come out in the last couple of years, how everyone's got their own thing, it's been really, really interesting. Is Fortnite still on the... Did Apex knock Fortnite off the top?
It was Battle Royale was the PUBG was released on July 30th, 2016.
I wanted to say 2016. So yeah, it hasn't been that long ago. But how many iterations has come from since then?
Fortnite was after that. Then H1Z1. There's
Call of Duty's did theirs. Fallout's done theirs.
Black Ops.
Do they have it in Battlefield?
Yeah.
Battlefield 2.
We did. We played it. Remember?
Battlefield has one?
I don't remember us playing.
We played it. Remember? We went up going into the barn. We got a vehicle. We got in. We went to this barn.
I don't remember
holding
playing
it up. There was a track there. There was all.
I'm surprised Star Wars Battlefront hasn't done something like that yet. I don't know if you could do that. Drop a hero in and have them take out like 20 people.
People are gonna be pissed about that.
You just have to go find the lightsaber, and that's whose powers you get. Like in Fallout, their battle royal, you can find the power armor, so you get that suit. You can go around and find Luke's lightsaber. Doesn't he have it hidden in the movie even? And then
Wait, now that's in what is that in?
I was saying I'm surprised they haven't done it in Battlefront 2. This would be Battlefront's 2 version of Battle Royale.
I think they should come out with a dedicated game mode to that, actually.
For Battlefront 2?
Survival with Star Wars characters, yeah.
Battle Royale with Star Wars characters?
You just start running, drop parachute into the map or whatever, and or whatever you do, and you come in and you just start picking up lightsabers and guns and
Or do a version like Hunt Showdown, because you can be clone troopers. You got your teams of clone troopers that come in on the ships, the transport ships, and in Hunt you always got teams of like 3 or 2 or something like that. And it's somewhat, it's not a full blown battle royal with 100 people, but you got an objective you got to get to.
right.
And you could
That would
find
be
the
cool.
lightsaber.
That would be pretty tight.
Okay, that'd
I'd be into
cool.
that.
All right, so that's it for the battle royales.
I'd put all my money into that actually.
Really?
That would be
Pretty
interesting
dope.
to do. That would.
You guys heard it here first. 6th Street Entertainment Podcast.
We came up with the idea. You heard it here first. Original gangsters.
My second bit and piece that I had was Phantasy Star Online 2. Junior, is that still going on?
They did the beta a while ago that you didn't get the chance to play. I played it. It was pretty cool.
I think they have an open beta going on right now. Because that's also what I've been hearing in shows. And someone just said the open beta that was going on just went to the live full version or something. And
Yeah.
people were saying you could still get on it and shit.
There should be.
Phantasy
It should
Star
already.
2 from July 4th, 2012. It had its U.S. release in 2020. So
Yeah,
it's new.
It came
now.
out to Xbox this Wednesday.
So it's out now. So I can
Yes.
get on and play that game.
Yeah.
God dang it. I've been missing it this whole freaking time. I just wanted to clarify.
That's what I was gonna mention to you when I found out.
Oh, you have that?
Yes.
Oh, shit. Yeah, I just found that out. I didn't know. I was like, this whole time I could have been playing Phantasy Star Online. I thought I just missed that one weekend. I didn't hear nothing else about it. Well, that
So-
wraps up. My bits and pieces just turned it into what grinds my gears.
Since you mentioned
You wanna
about
know
that,
what grinds my gears?
they have the PlayStation. I mean, not the PlayStation. The PC and the Xbox are crossplay. There's
Oh,
Xbox
it's
and
on
PC.
PC too?
Yes.
I'm going to have to
It's
check
very
that out
interesting.
after
It
this
remi- it
freaking...
reminds
That might
me,
be the game. Oh, no. Metro. Oh, I forgot to
Star
talk about
Wars
Metro
meets-
Exodus.
I know. I was
What
gonna
game
tell
was
you
gonna
that,
talk
but then
about?
you just went on upside down.
I'll talk about when we hit PC. Just remind me.
All right.
Because I've been playing it on PC.
Looks like a good game. It reminds me of Star Wars meets maybe Noah on PlayStation.
Wait, what?
It's kind of got an anime looking Phantasy Star 2 Online.
What?
How it looks like.
Yeah.
Oh,
it feels.
Phantasy Star 2 Online? How it looked?
Yeah.
Wait, you said what and what?
It kind of looks like Star Wars mixed with like either Persona or Noi or something like that.
I don't
I'm
know what
looking at
Noi is.
screenshots.
What the hell is Noi?
Noi is like an anime Japanese kind of third-person fighting.
Is that
RPG.
one? Is where that chick that
The
goes
one
to
one.
there has the black dress. You're going around like robots. I've mentioned this game to you before.
I'm sure you have.
Yeah. This game,
No.
me and Jordan have
Jordan,
played this.
you're slipping.
Oh,
Me and Jordan
man.
have played this game since it came on GameCube when it was like.
We played it?
Not the Noi one.
Oh.
The Phantasy Star.
Oh, Phantasy Star, yeah. I thought about Noi. I was like, when did I play this?
No, I'm
Playing
saying
games
we.
you don't even remember. in
Was
your
be playing in my
sleep.
sleep, yeah.
Jordan, it's those times when you were
Oh.
stuck in the attic.
Cheers coming over to your house while
Stuck
you're
in the
asleep,
attic.
making you play games. He's like, "Okay, now you move here."
He's got strings tied to my fingers. He's above me like a puppet master. He's like, jump, jump, jump. Oh, man. All
Only
right.
Junior. Only Junior.
That wraps up my bits and pieces. We ready for the quick hits?
Hey,
Quick
pass me
hits.
up, man.
Oh, I missed Junior's bits and pieces. I forgot Junior's here.
Junior's bits and pieces.
All right, go ahead, Junior. Get your piece in there. I gotta take my jacket off. It's getting warm.
All right. Noble Chairs has teamed up with. I keep messing up their name.
Bashida?
Freaking the makers of Fallout. Damn it.
Bethesda.
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 I don't know why it keeps slipping my head. Yeah, they teamed up to make Fallout like gaming chairs, Doom gaming chairs. So they're gonna come out with other licensing ones like the Elder Scrolls, Rage, Wolfenstein style gaming chairs. I seen the Fallout one and the Doom one that they have up right now. It's not in production yet, but they have it out. It looks pretty. It looks pretty cool.
They have like a model of it or something.
Yeah, you can see the graphic of how you have your gaming chair right here. They have how it's gonna look like and everything.
That's pretty cool. That I'll be interested in see what those and what those end up looking like, because I don't know if I want to upgrade. I don't need to upgrade gaming chairs, but my girlfriend, she showed me this Captain America chair that she almost got me for Christmas, and I didn't think I needed to upgrade until I saw that.
Well, if you do upgrade, you give me that chair that you're using, because I'm using a wooden kitchen chair right now. So.
All right.
I will gladly take a chair.
Yeah, I have a little love seat.
Now I'll upgrade you some RGBs. The freaking. There's a plug somewhere right here on this side. There's a plug. Plugs into USB that lights up the back of it. I wish I could do that for you guys, but we're limited on space.
That's pretty dope. The best thing I have is I could put some LED lights on the back of this wooden chair and plug them in.
Yeah,
some Christmas lights, man, for real.
Yeah, that's what's up. That shit lights up too.
Final design and the chair announcements said they're going to take place on the Noble Chairs website, and they said they should be coming out in the summer, but it's not as a for sure thing, but it says in the summer.
You know, Josh just got rid of his chair. You know, Josh just sold his chair to his grandma for like cheap, like $40 or something.
Wait a second here. Wait a second. He sold it to his grandma?
She took it for an office chair. Yeah.
It's his grandma.
Now she's hooked up.
You're not supposed to nickel and dime your grandma.
No, it was like still brand new, and he got it for pretty expensive. I think he paid almost as much as me. I think I paid like $160 for mine.
Yeah, but it's your grandma. She makes you cookies.
I don't know. Not part of my
It
deal.
gives you hugs and chocolate moo juice.
Yeah, I don't think Josh's grandma does that for him.
Well, then you can go ahead and charge her.
Alright.
That was my bits and pieces.
Ruptures up. Alright, now we're ready for the quick hits.
Quick hits.
I guess I'll go through my few real quick. I got a couple here. First one, Overwatch, the 32nd hero coming to Overwatch. I guess the name of it, the person's going to be Echo. They got a launch trailer, and this is in a quick hit because I don't play Overwatch enough to know anything about it. To me, it looks like a a girl dressed in all white, or some sort of robotic figure flying around shooting stuff out of her hands. It's about as much as I'd tell you. But that is the trailer's out for it. I didn't see a date on it, and I believe since Overwatch now is out for just about everything, right? I believe it's coming to everything. Second quick hit I got here, Crysis Remaster. If you guys have played Crysis, I don't know if you liked it enough to play the remaster. I didn't. If you haven't played Crysis, it's worth playing the first time, so wait for the remaster. Crytek officially announced the remaster for Crysis coming to PC, Xbox One, PS4, and Nintendo Switch. It will include, and it includes quite a bit here on the graphics end. It's going to include improved graphics, optimizations for current gen consoles, which includes high-quality textures, improved art assets, temporal anti-aliasing, I believe that's SSDO I wrote, SVOGI, depth fields, new light settings, motion blur, and particle effects where applicable. And there will even be software-based ray tracing. There's no release date yet, but in the trailer it just says coming soon. I can't remember if it was the first Crysis I played or Crysis 3. In this case, I think Crysis 1 is the game they're talking about. Otherwise, it would stay Crysis 3 or whatever. I might have played 3 because it's the newer one. I didn't like it enough to go through and play it again, but it was really, really fun to play through the first time. Definitely worth a single playthrough. I played it on PC, I think, through EA Access. I have EA Access, so I downloaded it through that subscription service on my PC and played there. I'm not sure if Nintendo Switch is going to let it play at the graphic level that you'll get out of the other consoles. So if you're going to pick it up with the remastered series, which would be for the graphics, it sounds like, I would probably get it for Xbox or PlayStation if you don't got a PC.
Yeah.
That
I
would
highly
be my
doubt that
suggestion.
Nintendo's gonna beat the other two in graphics wise.
Yeah, did you play? If what I'm thinking is might be, I don't know what they can do to them, but it might be a little closer to a port, which is what we're gonna hear about in another game later on. But did you play Crysis? I was telling you about that when I was playing it. I remember, Junior.
I've never played it myself. I've seen people play it. I've seen things like that, but it never appealed to me too
It's
much.
a first-person shooter. You're like a futuristic soldier. You got like this suit, and you get like this crazy bow and arrow that you can take down people with. And your suit can go invisible and stuff like that. Like, it's super fun. It's just, I don't know. For me, it seems kind of dated compared to some of the games where I don't know if I'd take the time to play it again. I'll definitely check it out, probably on like Twitch or something like that. See someone playing to see if I can notice the visuals that they updated. I'd like to see what they did with it and how it looks now, definitely. But I don't think I'll take the time to play through it again. And my last quick hit that I got, F1 2020. You know, the dragsters. F1 2020 got announced for PS4, Xbox One, PC,
Oh yeah.
and Google Stadia. It got announced for. The date is going to be
Okay.
July 10th, and there's a lot more to that
They just
announcement.
keep on hanging on. They just keep on hanging on.
Oh, I got a whole Stadia section just coming up.
Oh
just wait.
no! Don't
Just
do
wait.
that.
Just wait.
Oh no.
But yeah, that's coming out July 10th, and there's a lot more on what's been added in this F1 series. I don't know it to be that big, so I didn't want to go through and extensively search everything that they had, but I'll put up the article that it was in the Facebook. I'll make sure that's one of the ones that goes up, so you guys can research that if that's your thing. That does it for my quick hits. Who wants to take over next?
I'll swing since Junior got the last one last time. I'll do this one this time. So I've got, you guys know Tron,
Yeah.
I know Tron.
the movie Tron,
Yeah.
and have you seen Tron 2?
No, I haven't.
No?
Yo, what?
Tron 2?
Yeah, Tron 2. Well, there's the original, which was made in 1982.
Oh,
And then the sequel that came out in 2000, I think, 8?
Okay, no, I've seen the
Well-
sequel then. I've never seen the
yeah.
original.
I've
Alright,
seen the
alright.
original. I've never seen
the
sequel.
original's the one where he actually goes into the game and then like finds out about the world, and then the second one, which was made in like 2000 something, is where his son goes like, "Where's my dad at?" and goes into the game and goes, "Oh well, he got stuck in the game, and so now he's trying to get him out." And then now they're saying that the third one is a very big possibility with all the upcoming Disney stuff going on and Disney Plus. That the director Joseph Kosinski, he's opened up about a possibility of the franchise having a third one. They're saying that it
That
wasn't
would
going to
be pretty
happen, and
tight.
now
That'd
it-
be cool.
That
it
would be
may
pretty
be
tight.
coming. There may be a third one coming, and I've been waiting for it, dude. I've been waiting. That
So,
movie
did
is
you
one of
see
my
the
favorites.
original?
Yeah, of course.
Okay, I've never seen the original. I didn't even know they had one back that far. I thought the 2008 one or whatever was the original. That one was tight. I liked watching that one. So,
Yeah, no,
another
the
new
original
one.
is very, very 80s style. I
It's
don't know if
dated.
you'll like it.
It's dated.
Yeah, it's definitely dated. It's not like the second one. The second one's all like hip and lights and
Freaking light.
new and CGI and stuff. But
There we go.
so this one we're hoping it'll come out. They're saying it'll just follow up to the second one, and they're hoping to have it on Disney Plus and stuff like that.
That would be sick, considering I got Disney Plus too.
Yep.
Actually, I saw a couple things on. Oh well, I'll save that for the movies. I like the movies.
Then I got here. My next one is a headline of with everybody staying at home, the United Nations, they have a goal for internet access to reach all of the world. Everybody has access to the internet, and they're saying with this recent coronavirus thing and everyone staying at home that they haven't quite been living up to their goals. We're doing an analysis of data, and they found that 46% of the world is still without internet connection. So,
Dang.
yeah, they kind of lost their goal. They've been fighting all these years, and the statistics have kind of not really. They've risen a little bit, but not as much as they would have hoped. 46% is not a far off from where they started when they were at 56% of the world without internet. So it's like they only, in like 30 years, nothing has really changed.
I didn't realize there was that much of the world without internet.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm not surprised.
46% of the population of the world without internet connection. Yeah.
Well, I'm happy I'm not part of that 46%. As I say,
I'm happy
selfishly.
too. I know a lot of people. I know a lot of people here in the States without internet don't even know how to use a computer, and they're our age. So
I
I mean,
didn't have internet for a long part of my life. I
Yeah,
went without
but
internet
you know
for a
how to-
while. I was
you know
stealing
how to
from my
do stuff.
neighbors.
I know people who don't even know how to they can't fully move the mouse. It's like something hard for them to use.
Oh, it's like new to computers are new to them.
Yeah, I mean, like they know how to click. It takes them a second to move the mouse around and get to what they're gonna click. Do I left click? Do I right click? They're like, and they're our age.
Jeez. Yeah, I
So,
couldn't
yeah.
imagine that nowadays. I started with the internet when I was very small.
Mm.
And then let's see, my final one is about Apple, and they are working on a new watch that's fully customizable. I don't know if you guys heard about that.
No.
No.
It's a new watch and new headphones. The watch has been around already, but the headphones is the second part to that. And they say the headphones will be just as customizable as their already existing watch. But yeah, they're working on that. They didn't give many details about it other than it will be wirelessly charging, and that you'll be able to switch out components like whether you want to have certain amount of speakers or a microphone or some different features on your headset that you'll be able to remove and customize.
Mm.
Oh wow,
Yeah,
that's crazy.
Cool.
It's good to know.
and that's all I got for quick hits.
Alright. I'll go next then. Fortnite Chapter 2 Season 2 has extended it. And it was going to post the end in April 30th. They extended it to June 4th.
Oh, that's quite an extension.
Yeah. Yeah. They're going to add a couple new things to the update in order to keep it still relevant with new fresh gameplay, challenges, bonus XP, and a couple more surprises they still haven't announced.
It's because of the quarantine. Make a couple extra bucks.
Probably.
Everybody's at home. Why not?
Yep.
Perfect timing.
That's for that one. Dark Picture, Andigo, The Little Hope. They're coming out with a game in summer. It's a weird. I've seen the trailer for it. It's kind of like Until Dawn kind of thing. It's
Okay.
really, from what I've seen, it's very scary. Not
Horror
my
game?
kind. Yeah, it's a horror game. It's supposed to be coming out for PC, Xbox, and PlayStation 4.
Haven't seen anything on that one yet.
And
Alright.
Terraria, The Journey's End.
Mm-hmm.
They're gonna get their fourth and final update.
Fourth and
I don't
final.
even know what is Terraria, man. You have to
Terraria.
tell us because I don't know what that is.
From what I've seen, it's like kind of like a side scroller.
So a platformer.
Kind of, yeah, platformer, yeah. It's for PC.
It sounds like it's about to be done since it's getting its fourth and final update.
Yeah.
It sounds like it's about to be irrelevant.
Yeah.
Well, maybe.
It comes out and the update, The Journey's End, comes out on May 16th. Apparently, they're going out with a bang. They're adding 800 new items set to that game.
Jeez.
Yeah, they're gonna have new
800
enemies, new
items.
challenges, adding new biomes and new weather effects. They're basically just reamping it.
Well, I'm
They're
happy
going
I
out
don't
with a
have
big
that
old
game
bang.
because God knows I do not have time to go through 800 items.
Not at all.
And that's my thing for the quick hits.
All right. So that wraps up bits and pieces. Wraps up our quick hits. Moving
Yep.
into the news. The real news.
Yes, sir.
The miscellaneous news. Who wants to start that out? Because I got quite a bit.
I can start it. I can
got quite
start
a
it
bit.
out, but I got Call of Duty here. I don't know if we want to save that towards the end here. But
No, you read Call of Duty at the end of yours. We can do Call of Duty then.
okay. So let me start off with No Man's Sky. They added a new feature that's been getting a lot of attention. They have recently been adding things like starships that you can grow, and the newest thing that they just came out with is mechs. They're putting in mechs that you can jump in and fight other people with, use them to survey the land, or I don't think you can take them off world. There's world specific mechs, but yeah, you can use mechs now in No Man's Sky.
The mechs look sick.
Yeah, if I've seen
Yeah,
them,
they
they
do
look
look-
cool.
The mechs, I watched the video of it, and it looks exactly how it sounds. Fun.
I haven't played with a mech in VR yet.
I want to hear your
Sounds
review.
pretty crazy.
Yeah, I want to hear
Sounds
your
pretty
review on the
crazy.
VR mech.
Yeah, I'm waiting to see how that will look. I'll let you know once I do.
Yeah, I was hoping you had some gameplay to tell us about there, but
No,
it's all
Yeah.
good. I was gonna open that one up and look more into it and what came out on that update, but I just watched the video of the mechs and I knew you were about to cover it, so I kind of left that one. But that one looks like it would be fun VR.
Yeah, that
Hey,
one.
I think the company is just trying to find stuff to keep the game going because it had its trial and error and now it's kind of coming back, but it's hard for them to get a lot of players that they lost.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I think trial and error is an understatement. They had a trial and almost shut down after what happened
Yeah.
to them.
Yeah. Then I've got Call of Duty here. I don't know if you guys want to step into that and talk about that now, or
Oh,
wait.
is that your last one?
It's my last one.
Oh, okay.
Yes, sir.
Let's wait. I didn't know that was your last one. You want to go, Junior?
Yeah, sure, I'll go.
All right.
I got they're gonna do a Resident Evil 4 remake
I saw that.
since they did 1, 2, and 3, right?
Did they do one? I know they did 2 and 3.
No, they do 2 and 3. Yeah, I went off. Yeah, they did 2 and 3, and now they're going to go for. It's gonna be in 2022. They're gonna remake it, but for what I've seen in here, that some people are arguing that it doesn't need to be remade. It's already a masterpiece how it is. Because they give one example is this: if you change how Leon moves, for the example, then you have to rethink all the environment, how the enemies behave, and those things were already fine tuned.
That's when they changed it to that like over the back view.
Yeah.
So
That's when they finally tuned everything, and they set up. Some people were from
that
where I got it
I
from
feel
that
like it's a weird one.
they shouldn't touch it.
I feel like that's a weird one where it depends on what they want to do with it. Yeah, like it'd be a hit or miss. What are they trying to go for? And it's like you kind of want to know that before saying, all right, yeah, I hope this comes out good. Like if they tell you what they're trying to go for, it seems like a game where you can think about it and take what they say and be like, all right, that'll work, or no, that's not gonna work. I mean, other than I would just like if they're gonna do it, because I really liked Resident Evil 4. That's one I played a lot of. And
I
then-
know me and Nick watched you played it. Remember, we went to go get it. We went to his house, and we were right there playing.
Oh, you remember that? You remember what happened
yeah.
that night?
Yeah.
I remember.
We went and got or wait, were we going to get it?
No, we went and got it, and then we came back, and then we were playing, and we're like, "Oh man, we're hungry. Let's go get something to eat."
Yeah. We come back, the power is out in our whole half of the town. The auto dealership, for some reason, all the cars are completely emptied out of the parking lot.
And water
Fire
was just
hydrants
spraying.
busted. We're like, are zombies about to start coming out of this freaking Joe or
Game
Jim's
over.
auto body or whatever? Yeah. Like, let's get the Taco Bell and just go back home. Of all the coincidental things that could have happened while playing, that game specifically, that was like almost Murphy's Law right there. The only thing that would have completed that if Nemesis would have walked out of the goddamn shadows.
I think that's what scares me is about the VR version of that, the Biohazard, and that. It's like, what if I come out of the game and then all that stuff is happening?
You take the headset off and look at your big window right there next to you, and there's a zombie, and he's like, "Wait,
Never mind.
why
Put
is he
it
on
back
the- yeah, just put that back on." Yeah, I remember my experience with your Resident Evil VR. That was a one and done.
Yeah, one and done.
All right. Sorry, Junior. Go ahead.
No,
That's all I gotta say about Resident Evil. Oh man, my mouth hurts from laughing.
All right. Saint Row 3 is getting remastered. It's supposed to be released in May. It's supposed to be remastered for PlayStation 4, PC, Xbox. And
3.
it comes on May 22nd. It's it's supposed to come with the 3 expansion plus the Sun Dry DLC. The full package is supposed to be $40, which is not bad for getting all the DLCs and that, and the remaster for $40.
Yeah, no, that's a good price. Is that all you had on it? Because I had that one too, and I got a little more information on it too.
I think you have the bit that I don't have, so go ahead.
So, in the remaster, if what Junior said didn't entice you enough, in the remaster, you will be getting the 30 pieces of DLC, which I don't know what... I didn't know they had that much DLC. 30 different pieces? That's quite a bit.
I think the 30 pieces might be like accessories, like clothing, stuff like that.
That's still a good number, even if it is. 30 is a cool amount. It's going to have a visual upgrade, new weapon models and car models, lighting, and other improvements. That's going to be... wait, what was it, though? Hang on, I got something here in the notes, because I remember I was telling Nick about this one. I think it's right here. Yeah, this is the one right here that I had. So, this is coming from IGN. The Saints Row 3 Remastered, this is the catch that I was telling you about that it came with. It's going to be running at 30 frames per second on all consoles, which is going to be the PS4 Pro that's coming to an Xbox One X. So even the top model consoles, it's still only running at 30 frames per second. The only one that you're going to be getting a higher frames per second at, like the true remastered version, is going to be on PC. That's the catch. And I said we could go into that. Yeah, I said we can go into that because that's the... I mean, how much was the game when it first came out? Probably $60, right?
Yeah.
If I'm going to be
PlayStation
paying...
5 will be coming out, and it'll be 120 frames per second, so...
Nonetheless, I think this
don't
is a
need
game, though. This isn't a game like GTA where people are going to go out and buy it just for the name. I think only, like, the true Saints Row players are going to be the ones to go out and buy this, because if you know what Saints Row is and you're not really into Saints Row, I think you're going to want to play GTA, because GTA is like a better version of Saints Row in my opinion. It's kind of a little different in the gameplay, but overall to me, I think Saints Row is kind of the dumbed down version of
Yeah,
GTA.
it is. To me, it
It
is.
only
Yeah, I don't think so, man. I don't agree with that.
no. Why
I
do you
think
say?
Saints Row is more of like, okay, GTA is more of the real world simulator. Like it's like the real world for the most part, and Saints Row is like, okay, what would happen if we just like integrated all the most ridiculous ass things that we can?
Well, that's what I'm
possibly-
saying.
Like
That's what I
Superman,
just said.
Hulk, and Goku, and like animal stuffed bears, and like bazookas and laser beams. Like we just throw all that into one game.
That's what I said. Well, my wording might have been wrong. Not like dumbed down in that version, but yeah, the not as serious version of it. Put it that
Okay,
way.
yeah,
The
yeah.
not as serious version. That's what I meant to say. But yeah, it's kind of shady. They're not giving. I would have expected the PS4 Pro and the Xbox One X, since you got all that power in those consoles. You paid all that money, and you're paying $45. You said it was $44.99. I don't think I got
it's
the
$40.
price. $39.99, still $40. I mean, maybe a lot of the money is going to the all the DLCs and stuff you're getting. But this hasn't Saints Row 3 been out quite a while now?
Yes.
A long time.
Yeah.
Let's see.
I don't know how much I agree with that. Oh wait, I got it right here. Originally out 2011.
There you go.
There you go. So yeah, I don't know if I'd want to pay 40. Go drop another $40 with everything coming out, and then you got new consoles coming out at the end of the year. I'm taking that $40. I'm going and putting it towards my pre-order on the new console.
Right.
Yeah.
Especially if I know I'm getting only 30 frames a second.
Have you decided which console that is going to be yet?
I'm gonna end up getting both of them. Am I gonna?
Yeah, but
Now-
which one first?
Well, I was just gonna get both of them at the same time, but I've decided I don't think I'm getting any this year. I'm gonna probably wait until next summer. Next summer is what I'm waiting for, until any bugs get ironed out. And plus, well, we'll wait until we get to the
Next summer
PlayStation
is a
5
long
section.
damn time, dude. Next summer.
The people who pre-ordered might not even get theirs until next summer.
Oh,
come
I
the
better
news.
get mine.
Come the news that Junior's got on the PlayStation 5. He said, Sony, you see this?
You're quarantined. You can't go nowhere.
I'm Oh, you watch
He's gotta run down 6th Street in the bubble like a hamster, like Bubble Boy.
like on Mortal Kombat where Scorpion's got the mask. I'll be running around. Get over here!
Spit acid like Reptile.
Instead of acid, it's coronavirus.
I don't think you should be saying that, but
You just don't do it on Facebook Live.
Yeah, see? There you go. You're all good.
Alright. Sorry, Junior. You still got more miscellaneous?
no, that's good.
Alright, continue on, because I gotta run upstairs to the bathroom real quick.
I was gonna do Sea of Thieves next. That's my next
See you,
miscellaneous.
thieves.
Alright, Sea of Thieves, the next update coming out, the Sea of Fortune. They're gonna be doing a new approach when you end up dying. Normally when you die, you just die and you go to the Dutchman. You wait there for like maybe 30 seconds and then you get popped back on your ship. And this
Alright.
now option, since when you're now given an option, they're gonna try that your teammate can come and revive you. That it can rush over, like revive you, and you're back into the game with a little bit less health. But you don't have to go into the Dutchman, wait there for about 30 seconds, and then pop back in. It makes it a little bit more speedy. For just regular gameplay, you're not in the PvP area. It's about 15 seconds. You got 15 seconds in order to be revived. Otherwise, you just they don't know if you get an option of opting out or not. Say they're not going to get you in 50 seconds instead of waiting those 15 seconds and then waiting again. You just can
Now,
just go
Sea of
straight to the
Thieves
Dutch.
is that a cross-play game? Is it on Stadia or anything like that?
It's on Xbox and PC, and you can play with it's cross play from that way. I
But
think
not
it's
Stadia.
no, I'm not sure if it's on Stadia. Xbox is not on Stadia, is it? I mean, Sea of Thieves is not on Stadia.
I don't believe so. No.
Yeah, and then the PvP area, you get a little bit more
Knock
time to
yourself
revive, about 10 more seconds, 25.
Where, you didn't see Thieves?
Yes, still on it.
Alright, let's jump in.
You can be revived by your teammate, your crewmate, or your alliances. And when you come back, you only have like 25% of your health. The other changes they're doing into it is they're showing the Telltale starting locations and eligible on the map. New quitting penalties for the PvP area, and the new crew status option will enable players to see where their fellows are at and what they're doing at long distances. Something like from what I've read it from, I think it was Polygon or no, I think it was PC Gamer. That they personally think it's fun to have to figure out manually, but some people might want to get straight to business. In that aspect, it's supposed to come live on April 22nd, and also in that update, they're supposed to be introducing cats as pets. I think Jordan has more onto that.
Did you get, I don't know if I missed it, but did you get anything about the emissary, being a mystery to a faction?
No.
Alright, so I think that's the only part that I got that you didn't get. So this I got from Polygon. You can become, one of the new things coming in this update is you can become an emissary, to a faction, which will provide booster rewards and new cosmetics for that faction. An example is mysteries to the Order of the Souls, which are all the contracts that you go and fight the skeletons and turn the skulls in for cash. If you're an emissary to them, you'll be able to earn new spooky ships that normal people who aren't emissaries normally wouldn't be able to get. And you can do it to any of the factions, and then on top of that, there's going to be did you go over the new faction?
No.
There's going to be a new faction called the Reaper's Bones, which will target emissaries of other factions, leading to more, it says PvE combat was what it said in the article, but to me it seemed like it'd be more PvP combat if it's talking about targeting other emissaries, because I would think that's other people. But yeah, that's what I got on that.
Yeah, but I don't think it'll probably be. So that means any other faction. So you could be a mystery to the gold hoarders or the merchants.
And you'll get extra.
Or the build rat.
And now it said you're going to have to pay a hefty. It said it's going to be hard. It's not going to be easy, basically, to become an emissary of these factions. But once you do, it's going to be worth it. So when you turn in, if you're an emissary to gold hoarders and you turn in the chest, you're going to get a lot of more extra loot for those chests. And then this, I guess, do they each have their own stock right now, or certain things you can get from them? I can't remember.
As you go further in their tiers, little things will pop up that you can get from them.
So as an emissary, there's going to be special things that you can get that non-emissaries to that faction can't normally get.
Oh, that's cool.
Like I said, at Order of Souls, for example, you'll have options to get new spooky ships, whatever that means.
Probably more
that
like
other normal people wouldn't be able to get.
More probably going to lead to, like, you know how the ghost ships?
Yeah.
More to that.
Something like that. Something of the sort.
Oh, that's cool.
But yeah, go ahead. Continue.
That is it for my... Yeah, that was my last one for... oh, wait a minute. We can talk about Grounded. That's the other one.
Grounded? Yeah, we knew Grounded.
That would be my last freaking miscellaneous.
Let's do Grounded.
Yeah. what I got right now, Grounded is supposed to be debut on Steam Early Access, Xbox Game Pass Preview, and Xbox Game Pass for PC on July 28th. There's more information on their actual website, which I'll put up later. You have more information on it than I did.
So there's a new trailer that showcased on April 7th, and it focused on the single-player campaign part of the story. You remember us seeing this, right, Nick? I can't remember which event it was. You remember
it was the Xbox game thing preview or something like that.
Yeah, so it's about the people, like Honey, I Shrunk the Kids kind of thing, where you're in the backyard and you're shrunk. And it's like a survival game. It's co-op.
That sounds really familiar.
I swear you've seen it.
What is it again?
It's called Grounded.
If you look at it, you
try looking it up while I keep going. So in the trailer, it also showed mechanics such as base building, weapons, and dangers of the backyard. It will have 4-player online multiplayer as well as some solo play, and that is confirmed. I saw IGN put out a video. If you go to YouTube and just type in like 20-minute Grounded gameplay or solo campaign Grounded gameplay, something like that, it will pop up. And they have an interview. I'm not sure who the gentleman is in the video, but they have an interview kind of with that guy, or he explains and commentates kind of what's going on and different stuff. I think he worked on some part of the game, or he's involved with it somehow, obviously. You can see when you watch the video, but I watched the 20-minute gameplay earlier today because I wanted to see myself, and I've been waiting to see what else is about this, and it looks freaking awesome. It looks like it's going to be hella fun. There is a lot of base building to it, which I didn't expect it there to be, as kind of I just didn't know if they were going to take it that way, to lean more on that. But it looks like base building has a lot to do with it. The spiders look crazy as hell. When you run into spiders, the chick that was playing ran into a wolf spider. Yeah. And the guy even said if you run into one of those, you pretty much just want to turn around and run the other way. It showed a bunch of different weapons you can get from spears, like I'm going to call it a spiked bat kind of thing. They had a bow and arrow type of thing, I believe. You can cut down the grass, and that's how you use the grass to build your base, and you can build doors and furniture, and you build armor and stuff out of the grass. It looks super, super fun. The way the guy was talking about in the interview, it sounded like he said there was going to be like a story mode kind of that goes along with it, because when the person that is playing is exploring different parts, he's like, this part's so-and-so, this part's so-and-so. There's one part where it shows like a giant baseball in a puddle, and he said we call this part the flooded area. And he was saying that I completely forgot where I was going with this. He had a flooded area to the backyard, though. And then, what the heck was I just saying?
You're talking about the story.
Oh, yeah. He was saying that the sprinkler broke, and he goes, you're going to find out more about that later. And so I was like, all right. I didn't see any, like, dialogue or anything pop up on the screen, like subtitles that showed that a story or campaign was taking place of the sort, but it looked like the person was kind of just free running around in this big world. And it's really... it was really cool how they started it out. When they started out, it showed the character kind of like waking up, is what the person playing said, so I'm assuming in the morning. And they said it was in the early morning, and when you see the sun come up, like at first you see him running around before the sun comes up, it's still kind of dark. And it looks... I didn't really get the feel like you were a shrunken person. It just looked like a person running around in a game like Fallout in a forest. But when the sun comes up, you can really see all the grass, and like it shows giant baseballs, and you can see that you're shrunk. Like normal everyday objects are all huge and everything, and it really gave you the feeling of being shrunk. Then once the sun came up, but just seeing the sun like sweep past everything and how they visually did all the graphics, it's really worth going and checking out that video and seeing. It looks pretty freaking cool. Nothing like that I've seen.
And this is Xbox?
It's going to be on PC and Xbox, yeah, because it's coming through Xbox Game Pass. What'd you say, Junior? It's early access on Steam, which is PC, Xbox Game Preview for Xbox Game Pass Ultimate, and that's July 28th again.
No Stadia.
Not that I have seen yet. No Stadia. That's my bid on Grounded.
That was my end of my miscellaneous.
All right. We'll go ahead and jump into mine since I got a pretty lengthy list here. And we'll start with E3 2020 will not get a digital event. Gamescom, along with it, these were two separate ones, but I put them into one. Gamescom will be getting a digital event. So we talked about this multiple times already. I said E3 wasn't going to happen. I thought it was going to get canceled. You guys were telling me no, or someone was telling me no. And E3 is canceled. There's no digital event taking place like I thought there would be. But then again, when you think about it, everyone had already almost dropped out of E3. So, I mean, who could really participate in the digital event? And then with people not trying to get together and make or create gatherings, every company could just do it online and stream their own thing, you know?
Yeah.
I don't really see a need for it. But then Gamescom coming around, they said they're not going to have any gathering. I'm curious to see what Gamescom is going to be doing too, because I feel like the same thing could be done. Like every company could just kind of showcase their own thing for their company. But we'll see what happens with that. There is going to be other stuff taking place in the summer, such as IGN is doing like Summer of Games type things, which I do not have a lot of information on that, but you could go Google IGN Summer of Games. They're supposed to be having something cool going on. And then also I had, later on we'll get into PC, Steam is doing their Summer Game Festival, which I'm excited to talk about, but I'll wait to talk about that one. Yeah, what do you guys think about the no E3 and then Gamescom having their digital event?
I think it's gonna be a hard situation for them to come back next year and try and have it.
That's what I was thinking. That was my first thought.
Yeah.
Once companies already figure out how to do this themselves, and it's not that hard. I mean, we're going to be recording a video and putting it up on the internet for people to see. How, every company can really do that, and it just makes it easier. And with everyone talking about with the COVID-19 going on, that social distancing is like here to stay. It's not just a temporary thing. And people being able to do stuff from their home or from their own region and just putting it out themselves, I kind of see more people leaning with that. It's probably going to save money too. You're not paying to have a venue. Just
right.
my thoughts on it.
Yeah, the venue, the airplane, the hotel, the time you have people gone, and all that. Yeah, it would be more easy just to do it themselves than stream it, where people can just watch it at their leisure and not have to go nowhere to see it.
Yeah, nonetheless, I'm excited to see what the companies put out. I have been told, I don't know if they're going to be grouping them together like as in another type of digital event, or they're going to solely just do theirs separately. Like Bethesda will put something out or something that says, all right, we're doing it ours this day or this month or whatever. But I know there is something coming. I've read a lot of things about that. There is going to be people doing their own events around that time, so you won't get nothing. And then, of course, other things like Gamescom and stuff, I'm sure other ones are going to lean more toward digitally doing it. But it'll be exciting to see still what comes out this summer, because I know they're still going to get trailers out. There still means to getting trailers and content out to us. So.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
All right. That does E3 and Gamescom. We're going to... So Junior had Resident Evil 4 information. I now have Resident Evil 8 information in the form of leaks. So...
Resident Evil 4.
Resident Evil 8.
8
leaks.
Alright.
So Resident Evil 8, I guess, it hasn't been officially confirmed. There is a subtitle, I guess, that got leaked for a game. I don't know. I tried searching for where these leaks came from. I could not find it. This article that I got this information was from GameBite. It said in the information that was shown in the leaks, the subtitle for the game will be Village, so the full name will be Resident Evil 8 Village, or The Village, something along the lines of that. They also said you can expect the game to focus on cult-like surroundings and rituals associated with the like, witches, sorcery, and all sorts of grotesque creatures. And I also did hear a little bit about this. I want to say it was from the podcast Giant Bombcast. They were talking about they're going to try and go to like they're going back to zombies or like the older kind of classic monsters like in Resident Evil 4 or 5 or whatever. The zombies were called something else, or they're like parasites or some sort of mutation. They weren't actually zombies or whatever. They're trying to go back to more classic things is what I heard.
Yeah, like in like 2 and 3 basically.
Yeah. Like, I think someone even said something about a freaking, like, vampire or werewolf or something like that. I think a werewolf or something like that. Like, talk about classic monsters, not none of this mutation, like, lab-created crap.
Werewolf vampires will be a classic monster if you think about it. Yeah.
And then the only other bit of information I had on it was Chris is set to play the central role with a redesign, I'm guessing, of his character. So that's Chris Redfield, which I don't even know which ones he was in.
What, Chris Redfield? He was on 5. Remember, we were playing that one.
Was he in 4 too?
4, no. 4 was Leon.
4 was Leon?
Yeah.
Okay, I couldn't remember if it was 4, 5, or 6.
5 is with Chris. He goes to Africa, and you're with that the Afro-American chick.
Mm-hmm.
And
I remember that.
we were playing, and we go this one area, and that chainsaw dude comes out.
Oh, yes. Yep, I do remember that. I can't forget the chainsaw guy.
And
that's my Resident Evil 8 leaks I got. Next up, one of the trailers that I was telling you guys about, Junior got to see it, called Windbound. A game called Windbound got an announced trailer. It's described as an adventure RPG, developed by What's that?
I said Windbound.
Oh yeah. One word, Windbound. Spelled how it sounds.
Okay.
Developed by 5 Live Studios and published by Deep Silver, it's described as a game where the player is shipwrecked alone on an uncharted island. They must explore, adapt, and navigate the land and perilous seas to stay alive. Coming to PC, Switch, PS4, Xbox One. The trailer gave us a date of August 28, 2020. You can find more information at windboundgame.com. And the game looks really fun. I didn't know what the heck it was. I just saw an announced trailer, hit save on it. I watched it this morning. If you've seen Zelda Breath of the Wild, the art style in that, it's got like the same exact art style. It looks really, really good. And it has to me, I was telling Junior, it has like a Monster Hunter feel to it because it shows the person fighting creatures and crafting weapons, but I couldn't really get what the premise is. Junior said it might be like a story mode to it. I couldn't tell if there's like a story mode to it or if it was like Monster Hunter where you're fighting these monsters to upgrade your armor and weapons and stuff. I mean, Monster Hunter kind of still had its own story to it, but
yeah.
If you're doing that or if they were just fighting them to stay alive, and then it showed them flying around on a boat, and it looks like a raft you can upgrade and stuff and sail the seas with. It also kind of reminded me of that game Durango on mobile that I told you about, where you're kind of on that land or an island, and you get shipwrecked, and you got to go around and build your raft up so you can go to different areas and get resources. Yeah. It almost seemed like a real version of Durango to me.
Yeah.
But it looks really, really fun. Definitely looks like a Switch game for me.
Yeah, that would be a nice Switch game.
Did you pull up pictures of it?
I saw it on PlayStation here. It looked pretty cool.
Really? I wonder, did I have whether it's going to be... I don't have anything saying whether or not it's going to be cross-platform.
Or what it is.
Or if it's even multiplayer. Not even sure if it's going to be multiplayer.
Or co-op or stuff like that. It would be cool
Probably
if
have
it
to wait
co-op,
for more
something
details
like
to come out on it.
Yeah, like I say, you find that windboundgame.com if you want to follow that one. But we'll get that trailer out there. That's definitely one to take a look at, especially if you like that Breath of the Wild art style. I thought that was really cool. That was the first thing that caught my attention.
Yeah, it's a nice art style.
Alright, moving on. Alright. We could do the Google Stadia one right now. I was waiting to see if I want to skip it, but I wouldn't do this right now. So
Google Stadia.
Google had announced on for this one I'm gonna need my phone note too. Google had announced on April 8th that on April 8th and the 2 days following, to the 10th that Stadia would be free to use in all 14
Free.
countries where the game's
Yep.
streaming service is supported, as long as users had a Gmail account.
I saw
Um,
that.
I'm going to go to the article that I got it from an IGN because there's a lot of information on this. It already happened, but they were giving it away for free. It said new users were able to sign up at Stadia's website with their Gmail account with access at the free tier, allowing players to purchase games and stream them with up to 1080p 60 frames per second with stereo surround sound. Players who sign up today during this new free rollout, however, will also receive 2 free months to Stadia's Pro subscription tier level, with the option to either continue as a $9.99 month subscription or opt out afterward. And anyone already subscribed to Stadia Pro will simply not be charged for the next 2 months. So that's where it becomes relevant. So if you were able to sign up, like I said, it gave you the pros, or it gave you 2 free months to Stadia's Pro subscription tier level. So if you got the Pro subscription tier level and you're able to sign up for that within those days, it said that the free list of free games that you are able to claim as a Stadia Pro user is Destiny 2, the collection, Grid, Guilt, Steam World Dig 2, Steam World Quest, Hand of Gilgamesh, Serious Sam Collection, Spitlings, Stacks on Stacks on Stacks, and Thumper. Normally, Stadia Pro will allow users to play games in up to 4K 60 frames per second HDR format, but Google has announced today that in light of the current coronavirus pandemic and the increased strain on the internet usage, Google is developing the default screen resolution for all players to be 1080p, though this change is not yet live. So, just tuning it down because of all the traffic going through the internet, but if you were able to partake in that and figure out about that before it expired, just like I did, then you got 2 free months of Stadia Pro to try it out, at least.
So now you have to buy the controller, or what? How does that work?
Well, see, I don't own a Stadia, so I don't know how all that works, but I believe Stadia is going to be just like, I believe it's a subscription service. So if you download like a Stadia app to your Chromecast or some like the applicable platforms that you can do it on, you may not need the Stadia controller. You can probably use any Bluetooth controller to play the games. You got to have the app though to log into your account. That's what I'm thinking. That's what I think.
Interesting.
Because it says Google Stadia has an app available on Android and iOS devices with Stadia, or while Stadia games can be played on a variety of laptops, desktops through Chrome, tablets, Google Pixel phones, and some Android phones. Google has a full list of compatible mice, keyboards, and controllers to use with Stadia games. There you go. So, if you knew about it and didn't find out about it after it expired like I did, that could have been you. It could have been you.
Yeah, don't miss out on that.
But that's what I got on Stadia. Trucking right along. Next on my list was Call of Duty, but we'll save that. I got a couple more before we hit Call of Duty. One being the ESRB rating, the new rating, real quick. Get this out there. ESRB put out an announcement saying this new interactive element, in-game purchases, which includes random items, will be assigned to any game that contains in-game offers to purchase digital goods or premiums with real-world currency or with virtual coins or other forms of in-game currency that can be purchased with real-world currency, for which the player doesn't know prior to purchase the specific digital goods or premiums they will be receiving, e.g. loot boxes, item packs, mystery crates, basically a load of currencies and crap of words. That just means so you remember back in 2018 when they said they had to make that new ESRB rating label for loot boxes and stuff like that, and I don't remember if this was due to Star Wars Battlefront and their whole thing with loot boxes, or Battlefield, or just EA in general.
Things in there that were rated out of the ratings for the game had one rating, and then they put new content inside the boxes that had stuff that was available.
No, they're talking about them basically gambling because people didn't know there was loot boxes. That whole thing that went down. Yeah.
I remember that.
That was big. That was huge. And so the ESRB had to create a new rating that said, what did it say? It said in-game includes in-game purchases. But now they've changed it to where it says includes in-game purchases, and then underneath it in parentheses it says includes random items. So your in-game purchases will have random items. So basically, you're gambling.
Awesome.
More or less.
Somebody complained, in other words.
More or less. Yeah, probably. But, I mean...
Not surprising.
I don't think it's really going to stop anyone. Like, kids from getting it that shouldn't have it. I mean, when I was a kid, I was still playing M-rated games.
Yep.
Yeah, it's just like cigarettes. They can always just go and have somebody else do it.
Yeah. Yeah. But at least the SRB covers their ass.
Right.
All
You
right.
don't want to get in trouble for that. Probably somebody's parent was like, I gave my kid so much money and they've been spending their money and it said they were going to get this and they didn't get it. It's just like they're paying for the same thing over and over again and they never get the item they wanted.
Yeah.
So they had to put that rating on there because they're going to get sued for that crap.
Yeah. I mean, I thought I would think the in-game purchases would be enough to cover it because that covers everything. But I guess maybe there's some game companies that didn't want that associated. Like we have in-game purchases, don't do loot boxes. I don't know. So they wanted to separate themselves from random in-game purchases as opposed to just in-game purchases.
Mm-hmm. Possibility.
Brainstorm.
Yeah.
Anyways, past the ESRB ratings, let's get to World War Z. Got new content. You guys know I know Junior knows World War Z. You know World War Z?
Yeah, I know World War Z.
Do you play it?
No.
Oh. All right. Well,
I have played it.
because we got it on PlayStation. That's why.
Yeah, no, I have played it. I just no.
So
Wasn't it free? It was free, right?
Well, it's on Game Pass right now. So I mean, I don't know if you want to look at that as technically free. You're paying for Game Pass, but we bought it on PlayStation, right?
Yes.
Yeah, we bought it on PlayStation. I completely forgot. I'd ask you. And so, yeah, I don't know. I didn't know if you had it or not. We're thinking about, because Tony's got it on Xbox, so we were thinking about getting rid of it on PlayStation and moving over to Xbox to get a third person to play with. But haven't decided yet.
Yeah, because Josh is a poo butt.
So, anyways, World War Z is getting a new Game of the Year edition. It will get you new content such as weapon packs, character packs, and most notably, a new 3-mission player versus environment episode set in, I can't pronounce this, I'm going to butcher it, but Marseille in France, I'm guessing, or Marseille.
Yeah.
We'll also include all other DLCs.
Marseille.
Is it? Is that how it is?
I think so. I think that's how you say it, Marseille.
Oh, yeah, I wouldn't have guessed that. We'll also include all other DLCs previously put out. The Nintendo Switch version is also in development, although no release date has been confirmed for that.
That'd be crazy on Switch.
Huh?
That'd be crazy on Switch.
They said they're having a hard time. I did read the article. I didn't actually note that, but I read the article, them talking about it, and they're having a really hard time with it on Switch just because they were saying just everything that goes on in the game and having 4 people online at the same time.
Yeah.
I can definitely see, even on console, that game gets freaking chaotic and it'll start lagging.
Yeah, it's like, everything go down. You're like,
So the Game of the Year edition releases May 5th for Xbox One and PS4 for $49.99. The PC version is coming to the Epic Games Store the same day, but for $44.99. So $5 cheaper. I completely forgot what I was going to... Oh, I was going to say... you knew about this, right? Because I think we talked about it, the new area coming in France.
New area coming in France?
To World War Z? I thought me and you were talking about it. Maybe not.
No, I don't think so.
But it says it's coming in the Game of the Year edition. Now, I'm hoping that that's going to be separate to purchase, so I can still get... I wonder how they're going to do that, because they're just putting out the Game of the Year edition now. And this game has been out for a while now, and if they're only giving this stuff to the people that purchase the Game of the Year edition, I'm going to be pissed, because I'm not repurchasing the game.
Yeah, but I think you can because all the other episodes. Remember, we got another episode for Japan, and then there was another episode in Russia, and there was another episode in the New York. Remember?
Uh-huh.
So I think they're just gonna just add it in, like they have done the other ones because we hadn't paid for the other ones.
I'm hoping that's the case. Couple of cool facts for the game. It did have, in case you didn't know about this game, it is very still relevant. It had over 10 million registered players and concurrent players. Their concurrent player counts are in the tens of thousands. I think they said weekly or daily basis, something like that.
It's a fun game.
Epic said World War Z was the most successful free game on the Epic Game Store yet, and even topped Left 4 Dead 2 in terms of downloads and number of players. And there was, I think that might have been what you're talking about. There was a point in time where Epic Game Store, I think for like a couple days, they put it out for free. Now, I wasn't sure if that was free to get and keep or just free for trial, but it was like, yeah, what I just said.
I'm pretty sure I
Left 4
played
Dead
it and
2.
it was free when I had it, but I think it was a beta.
Might have. I don't think we played it on beta. Did we play it on beta?
I don't remember having it.
I don't think we
beta,
played it on beta.
But
That's a fun one though. It's a fun, like, chaotic little freaking, like, what would you call it? Like arena shooter almost.
kind of
person
go
arena
through
shooter.
stages. You go to one stage, you
Or
kind of
waves. Wave shooter.
Yeah. Yeah, it gets really in the harder ones.
Yeah, I played it on PlayStation on the beta. It was pretty fun.
Okay. It is fun. It's
fun.
just funner to play with people. I can't play it by myself.
Me and Jordan play it, but then depending on people you get.
I remember we were inside the mansion and they were crawling up the walls of inside this like center square that we were fighting them, and then there was another area where we were
That's
outside
the
the building.
Russia
We were on a boat that had been crashed or something like that, and they were
Russia.
trying to attack the boat.
The first one.
Yeah.
First
Yeah,
episode.
so I remember playing it. It was pretty fun.
Yeah, no, that was a good one. Just haven't gotten to it in a while.
Yeah.
Alright, so we got the last two. Or, well, this is the last one before Call of Duty. So, I don't know if you guys... This is not game-related, but entertainment-related nonetheless. You guys heard about what's been going on in the WWE
A little
recently?
Yeah.
Oh, what's been going on?
A little bit.
So... Huh?
No, I've seen a little bit about stuff happening.
So there was roster cuts and people furloughed because I'm assuming because of everything going on. It says, this coming from IGN, after WWE was declared an essential business, the company decided to cut some of the roster down and furlough a portion of the workforce. And I was trying to figure out how in the hell WWE was considered an essential business. But I don't know if this is because their training facility is in Orlando, but the state government of Florida declared the WWE essential due to them being critical to Florida's economy. So I guess the main company or the main headquarters is in Florida somewhere, and they help pay something to there. So what I could guess.
Jobs, people's jobs,
Well, it's probably money that goes to the state.
vendors, and
They probably pull a
a lot
bunch.
of stuff.
The state probably gets a bunch of money from them, as much money as they pull in.
Yeah. Absolutely.
So among the cuts were Kurt Angle, Rusev, Zack Ryder, Kurt Hawkins, Carl Anderson, Luke Gallows, Drake Maverick, Heath Slater, Eric Young, Rowan, Sarah Logan, No Way Jose. I don't know if this is Mike Chioda or Mike Chioda. Mike Kanellis,
Toyota, I think.
Maria Kanellis, EC3, Aiden English, Primo, and Epico. Those were all the people cut. The only person I know out of that is Kurt Angle. All it says, WWE said it was all part of financial restructuring of the company, and along with furloughs, executives will have salary reductions, and construction of a new headquarters has been paused. So with all of that being said, I'm not gonna say it was only financial restructuring of the company. It sounded like maybe financial restructuring had to be done because of everything taking place. Because I just heard that WrestleMania was a joke. Did you hear about WrestleMania this year with no crowd or nothing?
Yeah, I heard about that.
I
I heard it was bad. It's sad to hear. I really like Gronkowski as a person and football player. He was both good. But I heard he made a fool of himself hosting it, and I didn't even see it. I just heard from multiple people. But that's sad to hear, and I'm really hoping, because I have plans to be going to WrestleMania next year around this time.
Me too.
Yeah, so if this messes with next year, I'm going to be freaking pissed. But it's going to be... I don't know if it'll be weird not having those people there. I'm not so into wrestling or WWE that it's going to affect anything I do. I love going to the live events and watching them. I go with my cousin Tony a lot. Like I said, we're planning on going to WrestleMania next year. I love going and seeing it live, but I don't know a lot about the whole story and everything. That's probably going to hurt my feelings at the left. But I know, like, Kurt Angle, he's been around since I did care about it, since I was younger when I watched it. So to see him go, I was a little sad, but I also felt it's probably about time. Because it's been some years. It's almost, I started thinking more about it. I'm like, this is almost like politicians, where you got these people who just keep staying and staying and staying in house. To get some new people in there now.
Yeah, it's hard, man. You got to build that character base and that fan base up.
But
Kurt Angle's wasn't Kurt Angle a real champion too, though?
He was a real Olympian.
medalist?
Yeah, he was a real Olympic medalist. Yeah.
Wow.
But he was. It said though, a lot of the people that were cut were like they're doing stuff behind the scenes, or like doing other stuff, not really wrestling. Because they're a little older to do. They're past that now. They're a little older now. They don't do that no more. So that's what I'm saying. Like, a lot of these people, they retired just to get right back into the WWE. So it wasn't like they lost a main. I'm sure none of their main wrestlers, like what's that guy, AJ Styles or anything's going anywhere. Highly doubt it.
Wow, that's pretty big news, man, in the wrestling world.
But yeah, it is. It is big. And then the last but not least, finally into Call of Duty.
Call of Duty.
So, do you want me to start or do you want to start?
Go ahead and start it, buddy.
Alright. Last, I think it was 2 episodes ago that I was on, I said I'd hated Call of Duty. And I deleted it from every console I had. And I did. And then my cousin got a PC. And for the sake of him having someone else to play on PC, I went and re-downloaded it and wanted to see if they had fixed some of the problems I was having with it in recent updates. And they did. I started having a lot of fun with it again. And then in the last week, I just got completely sucked into Call of Duty. I've been playing, putting in hours and hours and hours, because I found my new thing is unlocking the operators. I started unlocking them and I had fun with them. I beat the campaign in one morning. We've almost done all the co-op missions now. Need a couple more of those to beat those. And just unlocking the different stuff is becoming fun to me. It's becoming fun again to the point where I remember the original Modern Warfare being fun, because my thing in the original Modern Warfare, I liked something to work to, not just going and playing Team Deathmatch all day. I liked having a goal to work for along with playing those game modes. Like, my thing was the sniper rifles in the original Modern Warfare, getting all the camos for those and trying to get the gold Dragunov, which was 150 headshots or 250 headshots with each sniper rifle, having a goal to work toward. And my camos was my thing. Then as the Call of Duty's got newer and newer, like in the newest Modern Warfare today, there's so many freaking different camos you can unlock. I gave up on that. I don't want to try and unlock 50 different camos. It's going to take way too long for each gun. So the operators was my new thing, and that got me back into it, and I've just been playing a shitload of Call of Duty now. Trying to get that, and I'm having a good time with it. Yeah. And that's what I got to say about that. Until you guys...
Yeah, I see you got on the Warzone, and then you just took off when you found out about Blood Money. Blood Money's the new game mode in Warzone. If you guys don't know, it's the one
Blood Money is fun.
Trying to get as much money as possible out of the game before the match is over.
or someone takes it.
I haven't been playing a lot of Blood Money now. I've been, like I said, been playing a lot of the campaign, a lot of the co-op, but just to unlock the operators. Once I have everything unlocked that I want to unlock, yeah, I see me going back to the Warzone or the Blood Money a little more. But as I've just been trying to unlock guns and things, because it's a little easier to get more kills in a match of like team death or 10v10 team death than it is Warzone, where you may only get one kill, you may get no kills to the very end, you know. So
Yeah,
I've been playing a lot
I've
of
been
that.
playing a lot myself, and I got really into the Warzone, Blood Money, and then
Yeah, I have
found
a
out
shield.
about a new weapon here.
Oh, I knew there were some things I was missing. So
Yeah.
we played a game of Shipment. What was it? Shipment Domination.
Yeah.
And we found the Diablo of all shotguns.
Yeah.
Nick,
I got
you
killed
wanna
by
go
her
ahead?
multiple times.
I will go ahead. There's,
I lit her up
in,
as well.
in the game. I don't know if you have to purchase.
It actually shoots
So-
demons out the barrel.
Yeah, I don't know if you have to purchase this blueprint, but you need the blueprint for it's called the Fire Drake, and it's for the Model 680 shotgun.
You probably
And
can
it
make
upgrades
it
it.
yourself. You just have to
Yeah,
know
well,
what it is.
Yeah, it upgrades it to. It has several different upgrades, but the best upgrade for it is called the Dragon's Breath 6R mags. And so what that does is it's a casing, 6-round mags with explosive rounds that are incendiary. So you shoot somebody, and even if you just barely clip them, they still burn after you die or after you run away from them, and they end up dying anyways.
Wait, how
can
did you
you-
get it though?
Some work. I had to get. There was like a
Level up
number
the
of things,
gun.
but the main thing was I needed to get 15 long range headshots after reloading.
Oh,
Yeah,
no.
15. You have to get 15. No,
I just got done
it might
with
have been-
long shots. I'm done with that.
It might just be long shots. It's long shots, not just long shots, but you have to after you recently reload it. So you reload it and then long shot.
Yeah.
You reload it then long shot. But it's really worth it. I mean, it's so much fun to play with it. You just you walk around and you're like boom, and the people like do backflips.
You're like, it knocks the whole camera off.
Yeah, whew.
That's what it looks like when they die. They just see the sky.
Yep, that's it. I was running around with your cousin showing him, and people were flying across the map. He was like, "Oh my god!" But it's more than just like boom and they're dead. It's like boom, they flip backwards, they light up on fire, and they
Yeah,
burn.
it makes a statement. That's funny.
I actually think they should have those type of rounds and some other guns in there too, but they don't.
I want to still know what's all the guns with tracer rounds. If it's just the packs or if there's other. Because I told you I bought that. What's his name? Nikto.
Yeah.
I bought him and he came with a gun with blue tracers. So I don't know if there's other. I have almost all the operators now, so I haven't noticed any other.
I think it's just
the blueprint because I have the red tracers.
It's the blueprint, and it's for specific guns too. It's not every gun.
Yeah.
Yeah. And can you change? So wait, you said it's not for every gun, so you can't change. It's not an attachment. It's just for that
No.
one gun.
Right.
That's what I was wondering about for the longest time, but all right.
So like my MP4, not my MP4, my M4, they have a pink one, and it's only for the M4, and so you basically click on that blueprint for the M4,
And you can
and then you
change.
you can modify it the way you want it, what color you want and stuff, but it still shoots pink tracer rounds.
Okay. I mean, that's cool. You can still modify because we weren't sure also if you modified them if something would happen to it or if it would.
Well,
No,
what
you
would
just
happen?
gotta keep the base the same, but it's pretty much you can change everything.
Okay.
So you click that
Yeah.
that unique whatever that framework.
And I think in Warzone because yesterday when I was playing, I was just playing by myself because I just had to do the barrack things. One of the achievement, fly a vehicle, just drive a vehicle of anything for like 5 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, oh, I'm just gonna go solo. I don't care if I win or not. I just want to just get that over.
Right.
And I was flying around doing stuff, and I get to the end where I'm in one of the last people in the circle. I jump down. I jump in this one building where this dude is, and I light him up. And I noticed it was shooting green tracers. I just picked up that gun. It wasn't
You happen to pick up a gun with tracers?
Yeah. I didn't know. I didn't shoot. I haven't shot no one else with it because I was just in the helicopter flying.
That's hella funny.
I light him up. I was the green tracer. I was like, what? And I killed them for just fooling around. I got. I think I got third or fourth place in that.
That's always good news. Shoot.
And I also did a 4-man team. Also, playing. I was left was me and this other dude. We were by the airport. The map was closing. We're going. He goes a different direction. He ends up dying. I didn't realize. And then I kept going. I finished one dude by the planes that are down. And then because he was in the plane with me, but I see him go out. He didn't notice me. He killed one dude that was down there. I killed him. And I was right there. I was gonna put a heartbeat sensor out to see where the other people are. Right when I do that, another dude pops right in front, and he lights me up, and I die. But even if I did kill him, he still had 2 more squad mates because I was the last team.
Anyway.
I got second in that. We're just playing a bunch of random people, and I got second on that. And then I was like, I'm gonna see how many people he had left because if I just say he was the only one left, I was like, oh man, I was like, oh, I could have killed him and got first. And then I see him, he has 2 more buddies. I was like, oh no, I'm not gonna be able to finish off him and then try to take out the other 2.
Them too, yeah. Yeah, that's hard to do, especially when they got armor on. If they got armor and you're fighting 2 guys, and they both know what they're doing, you're kind of screwed.
Yeah, because the other one, I was behind, there was a concrete walls right here. There was a long bit that goes this way, and then over here there was another long bit. So I was trying to see where they were at. Maybe they're on the other side. Well, then he pops up and kills me. But if I even took him out, the other one would just come up that way, and the other one would come flank me from the other side. Or just wait me out because the circle was going that direction.
I saw a funny video. I think it was on my YouTube. It randomly popped up. It said like funny win or something like that. And
I see many of them.
These guys, the circle was closing in. And it was like one team of 2 or a team of 3 against like another team of 2 or 3. This is the last circle. And these guys ran in the house. One team ran in the house and the other team was driving a Jeep around. And they backed the Jeep up to the door and trapped them in the house, and the smoke came and killed them, and they stayed in the circle and won because the people couldn't get out of the house. There's no windows or nothing in it.
Wow. So I have the description here for the Dragon's Breath if you guys wanted to know. It's a 12-gauge ammunition round. Ammunition that engulfs the target in a wall of fire, sparks at 3,000 Fahrenheit. Magnesium shards torch enemy, dealing heavy damage over time while ignited. And then, if you do that, and to get that, you have to do the 15 long-range shots. But if you go with the even better one, which I was able to unlock, which takes a lot more to unlock, it's you get XRK Eagle Claw receivers with 6-round magazines and the 12-gauge incendiary ammunition, which unleashes a blazing inferno with fast reload times. Not compatible with custom barrels, but you get a detached magazine, aim down sights, incendiary damage, increased speed. It's pretty
Maybe
over
I
the
will
top.
look at that one. Maybe that'll be my next goal in Call of Duty.
It's a really fun, like it just that gun alone put all the fun back into it for me.
You said it needed to be nerfed, though. You said it's a straight cheater gun.
I think it's gonna be nerfed, but it's so much fun to play with.
Fun to play with, but not be against.
Yeah.
Yeah, to get shot with, not so much, not so much. But to play with it, it's really fun. And then like I'm looking on YouTube here, and it just shows a bunch of different videos that are like unbelievable gun in Call of Duty. Oh my God, best gun in Call of Duty. Just like there's videos like that say all these crazy things about this gun.
That was funny.
Yeah.
Just because when we saw that too, we're like, all right, there's got to be some sort of cheat or something to this thing. And now everyone's saying it's the best gun.
Yeah, that's all the videos that I'm looking here. They
always
keep
a
just saying the
shotgun.
same thing.
It's always
It
a
is.
goddamn shotgun. I know there's one more thing about Call of Duty. Now we're forgetting. The new Season 3 Battle Pass came out.
Yeah.
This is
Yes,
the
it
first
did.
Battle Pass that I've gotten for Call of Duty. And so
Me
far,
too.
that's been keeping me played too.
Me too.
Getting the stuff in the Battle Pass is addicting, especially when you paid for it, because you get one every tier now.
Yeah.
And they got some good stuff in there. I'm liking getting the skins and stuff for them. And then you get blueprints for weapons. You get extra COD points, which you can use to buy your next season. So if you just save those COD points you earn and don't spend them, you can actually just pay for that first season. If you get high enough, just keep buying your seasons off of the COD points, which is a really cool thing that I like that they did.
Yeah.
It's not that expensive either, compared to buying like a game anyways. It was $10 for the season.
Yeah.
Fortunately, I had enough COD points to get it, so I didn't have to pay for it, but
Me
I've
too.
spent all mine now on stuff, and I may have to pay for the next one.
I don't.
You
Yeah,
saved all
those
yours?
tracer rounds took
No,
a
I bought
lot.
a lot more than you. I bought a couple of tracer packs.
I bought one tracer pack, but I didn't have enough for it, so I had to buy. I got the $20 one, but since I got the $20 one, I have enough for the next season if I don't even make it. But I'm going to make it anyways. That's what I'm planning.
That's all I got on Call of Duty.
Yeah, same here. Same
Yep.
here.
All right, I was wrong. I got one more miscellaneous, which kind of it'll probably be a
Uh-oh.
quick one. I almost forgot. This is an interesting one though. This is the first time we've heard about anything like this. So, you guys know Dead Space? I've talked about it
Yes.
a lot. I used to play. I played all three of them.
I used to
Love
watch
Dead
you play
Space.
it. That game is
So
crazy.
the executive producer / co-creator of Dead Space, Glenn, I'm not sure if it's Schofield or Schofield, one of those, has been working on a new game and seems as if we could be getting an announcement soon. This is coming from an article in GameBite. It said Schofield told VentureBeat that their next game will be very ambitious, even more so than a AAA title, calling it a quad A title and saying the team wants to go above and beyond and make something special.
Oh, that's cool.
So this could be the first quad A game that we're seeing. Every big game has been a AAA game, from God of War, Call of Duty, Assassin's Creed. All those are AAA games. What the hell could they possibly make that's going to be a quad A game? Because if you told me right now or asked me what would be a quad A game in your experience, like, what I can think of is they're trying to add in a new mechanic that's never been in a game, but I would think Death Stranding's already done that, because you not call that a quad A game, depending on which direction they're going. As big as some games have been, Call of Duty Modern Warfare originally, Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare when it came out, I would have called that a quad A game. Halo 2 back in its day, I would have called that a quad A game. So to see what they're going to be making that's going to be a quad A game, and I've been told it's not a Dead Space. There's another person who worked on Dead Space that it said along with this article toward the end. I didn't get all the details on that though, but they're possibly working on another Dead Space. So this quad A could be something completely new. Your guys' thoughts on it?
That's very interesting. Well, how they can go about it, but I really can't say how they can make it that's well, top, not like really top, but make it a, like how you saying, a quad.
I want to know in what direction it's going to go. That's the only information we got on it right now. So stay tuned for more of that. That I'll definitely be looking for, especially because it's from the co-creator of Dead Space 1 and a quad A game. Yeah, you got me intrigued.
I thought
there.
you were gonna say Dead Space until you said it couldn't be it was gonna be something other than a Dead Space.
And
game,
oh, my contacts are messing with me. And my thought when I first read it was it's going to be Dead Space until I hit the end of that article, and they said this can't be a Dead Space game because they said this is just the co-creator, executive producer, the other person that was working with them. I want to say his name was Corey something. I might be wrong though. It said that that team that he's with is working on, or that's not confirmed, but there's more information pointing to that team working on the Dead Space than this team that Glenn Schofield's on.
Mm.
So keep an eye out for our first Quad A game possibly coming.
Yep.
That wraps up my miscellaneous. Before we start jumping into our consoles, I do got a couple of mobile things, or a few mobile things. I don't know if you guys got any.
No.
Nope,
All right, I'll go
my
ahead.
mobile.
I'll go ahead and go through these mobile real quick then. First one, this coming from The Verge, Dead Cells is coming to Android. In case you guys don't know about Dead Cells, I think it won a couple of awards, didn't it, in some of our awards shows that we were doing? It might have won 1 or 2 categories, or at least it was nominated. I know that for sure.
I think it was nominated in the first one we did. But I'm not sure.
I know that game was highly talked about, highly liked. The mobile version is supposed to be released in Android June 3rd. We first heard about it coming in May 2019 is what the article said. The iOS version released in 2019. I did not know that. I did not know Dead Cells was already on iOS, and I don't remember them talking about it coming to Android. When I saw this at first, I was like, holy crap. Dead Cells on Android? That would be sick.
I know it's on, the Dead Cells is on freaking Game Pass. Xbox Game Pass.
I know it's on console. I didn't know it was already on Apple, though, iOS. There's no word on the price, although the iOS version released at $8.99. And now it costs $5.99 starting on April 7th. It went down to that, so when it first got released, it was a little more. By pre-registering for it on the Google Play Store, though, you can get 10% off whatever that price is going to be that they listed at. So if you go pre-register for it now, you can get a little bit of money off of there. You can't transfer your save files from other platforms, so if you get it on mobile, you're going to be starting all brand new. And you can utilize on-screen joysticks or controller via Bluetooth like you can in most games nowadays.
That's good.
So, one big thing coming to mobile. That's kind of a big game coming to mobile, too, for the mobile. Next one. Watch the trailer for
it right now.
for this. What's that?
I'm looking at photos of it right now.
I want to try it. I'm waiting to beat a couple games, clear out a couple games on my list right now before I get to it. But,
I already have it.
I won't be getting it on mobile. If I do, it'll probably be through Game Pass.
I have it already on Xbox, but I haven't played that either because I still need to beat a couple games and still play Frostpunk.
The list goes on, yeah.
Yes. The list will always go on and on and on and on.
So the next one I got, I watched this trailer this morning. This is Sonic at the Olympic Games, Tokyo 2020. So even though the Olympic Games in Tokyo got canceled, Sonic is still having theirs. Have no fear. This come from IGN. The release worldwide is going to be for Android and iOS on May 7th of this year. And I'll put the trailer up on the Facebook, but it was a trailer showing a bunch of the different mini games going to be in it, and they include, I got some of them here, Tokyo Skytree Jump, which shows Sonic jumping. At first I thought it was clouds. It was kind of hard to tell, but it's one of those mini games where Sonic's kind of jumping up platforms and the screen is scrolling up, and you gotta keep them above the bottom of the screen or you die.
Yeah.
Another
Is Mario's in this game as well?
Sonic at the Olympic Games?
Yeah.
Oh, I guess. I don't know.
It says Mario and Sonic at the Olympic Games, Tokyo 2020 launch.
Oh, maybe I
It
missed
shows
part of it.
Mario racing next to Sonic, but
I don't know
how Mario's gonna beat Sonic because Sonic is Sonic.
I'm like, maybe he gets a star. Or a mushroom and crushes him. A couple of the other games, though. Quiz Challenge. It looks like it's like remember, Guess That Pokemon when it went to a commercial? It kind of looks something like that, but I'm sure they're going to have other questions that show like a Sonic character all like silhouetted out. And then it said guess which one, and it was Tails. Egg Pawn Rush, which... Alright.
It will always be Pikachu.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but the red-looking Sonic is called Knuckles, right?
Yes.
It's been so long since I played. Yeah, so it's the Egg Pawn Rush showed Knuckles, and there's kind of like 3 like lanes, like track racing, and little egg robot things were running down the screen, and you got to jump to each lane and try and like punch them and keep them from crossing the finish line. And then along with a bunch of other games, but it had a series of them that are coming out. So if you're looking for a variety, Sonic at the Olympic Games Tokyo 2020 looks good. If Mario's in there or not, I don't know. I missed that if he is.
Is that on Switch or is that's mobile? You said
No, mobile. It's iOS and Android coming May.
Then how am
7th.
I getting it on? I'm getting like I looked it up and I'm getting the same thing, but it's on Switch.
There's
They're
a.
showing
I
previews
want
for
to
the
say there's
Switch.
another version, or it might be an older one because I think they had
Luigi's
Sonic.
in it, Knuckles and Tails and Mario and
Does it show a year? Or you
Wario.
said
And,
2020, right?
yeah.
Maybe it is, but the article that I pulled up. Oh, Junior, we lost you.
Stupid thing was just being frozen, and I couldn't hear nothing. There we go.
Junior's coming back.
Oh my God, Junior, we have you back.
You're still on my screen.
It just froze, and I was seeing it was just completely froze, not doing nothing. I was like, "What's the hell
Like
going
that?
on?" Yeah.
It's alright, you're still good on mine.
No. It was just
Alright,
being weird.
the last one I got, and this is not a new game, but a new phone altogether. And Apple reveals new iPhone SE, also coming from IGN. April 15th, which was a few days ago, Apple revealed the new iPhone, which is a second-gen iPhone SE. And before I read that, I was kind of confused because I was thinking, didn't Apple already come out with an iPhone SE? But this is going to be a second generation of it. Apple's calling it their most affordable iPhone. It features an A13 Bionic chip and best single camera system in any iPhone, 4.7-inch Retina HD display, and the return of Touch ID. With Touch ID back, so is the home button and larger bezels of previous generations. And then I got a crap load of specs here that I got straight off the IGN article, so I'll just go ahead and read those. It says the new iPhone SE will run on iOS 13 and is compatible with many of Apple's usual features, including the App Store, Apple News, Apple TV Plus, Apple Pay, iCloud, and Apple Watch devices. The phone will continue to use Apple's Lightning connector for charging and accessories like docks and CarPlay. This new phone will be available in 64GB, 128GB, and 256GB variants with black, white, and red color options. The red variant of the phone is a part of Apple's Red partnership that sees 100% of the sales of this color variant go toward HIV/AIDS program funding. The phone starts at $399 with the price rising based on the storage amount selected. The phone will be available for pre-order starting at 5 a.m. Pacific time on Friday, April 17th from Apple.com and the Apple Store app. Apple stores and other authorized sellers and carriers will have the phone available for purchase on Friday, April 24th. So you get it a lot sooner straight through Apple. And then, like I said, other carrier sellers will be, what is that, like almost it's a week later on Friday, April 24th. But if you're into the iPhones, want a new affordable iPhone, sounds like second generation SE could be for you. And it sounds like my girlfriend's home.
Yeah, I just saw her walk up the stairs. I saw the dog first. I was like, what?
Random dogs coming up the stairs.
Yep.
All right, and that does it for my mobile. I got Xbox and PC, so if you guys got Nintendo, you want to jump in a Nintendo Switch?
I got Nintendo, but I don't have much on Nintendo.
Go ahead and start.
So-
I'm going to go use the bathroom real quick, go greet my girlfriend real quick, and I will be right back. You guys could take over Nintendo.
I got
I
one
got
Nintendo.
Nintendo
Keep going.
sold out everywhere.
Yep, I
That's
heard
what
that.
I've got. So retailers across the board, including Amazon, Walmart, GameStop, Target, Best Buy, are all sold out of the popular Nintendo Switch, and they have been for numerous weeks now. It says.
Yeah, they've been.
So
sold out
there's
for a
no
while.
really, there's not really a guaranteed time when they're going to be coming back, and Nintendo's Switch hardware is selling out at various locations across the U.S. They say that there's more systems on the way, and that they apologize for the delay, and right now they're ramping up to try and bring more of the systems out. And they said maybe as of effective coming later May or June. They're not exactly sure when. So.
I'm not surprised it's been sold out. Like a lot of stuff for Switch has been sold out. Like the Wii, the Fit thing was sold out a while ago. Probably is still.
Yeah, they're out of a lot of stuff. A lot of people staying at home, so they've got to figure out a way to play games. They don't want to be stuck.
Switch was one of the better options. It was, I think, was a little, I don't know, cheaper, but it's a fun system to play on. So
And that's all I got on Nintendo.
Okay, I'll go next since Jordan's up there. You don't think he has anything. Disco Elysium is heading to Nintendo Switch. It was
Really?
directly announced. It was announced directly from their art director, Alexander Rosvat. I probably butchered his name. When he was doing an interview with BBC. And if you don't know about the Disco Elysium, the story is a hard-boiled detective with gaping focus on character building over combat. And Polygon's review, they call it a pure role-playing game experience. And it also was recently when we did the BAFTA nominations. They also were getting a lot of nominees, and they also they also award best debut game and music category.
Are you talking about Disco Elysium?
Yes.
I want to look more into that gameplay because that might be a Switch game for me too. Maybe.
Yeah, there's no release date or what price the version will be, and they're also expecting to be on PlayStation 4 and Xbox, but they don't say anything about that either. And
I haven't heard anything about PlayStation 4 for that, but I did. That's surprising that it's going to come out to Switch. So
I don't think it's surprising given what kind of game it is.
how the
what's already on
art
there.
style and everything about the game from what I've seen.
I do want to see more gameplay. Now that it is coming to Switch, I'll probably start looking more into it, actually. As a matter of fact, usually the things that come to Switch usually are a little cheaper.
Yeah, sometimes. Alright, that's all I have for Switch. It's either PlayStation or Xbox.
Oh, Nick already finished this?
Yeah, he
Alright.
talked about the
Alright,
Switch being
let's
sold
jump
out
into
everywhere.
Xbox, I think, because we got a little longer PlayStation talk, right? Maybe. I got one for Xbox, and that will be Fable 4 announcement may have been teased. We've been talking about Fable 4 a lot. It's a game that I hope is coming back, just like Splinter Cell. Fable was a super fun game. Fable 1 and 2 super fun. Fable 3, I don't even remember if I played it or I started to, and it wasn't the same. And I heard that from a lot of people. Fable 3 wasn't the same as the first ones.
I never played it myself, but I watched you play it. It was fun. Watched you play it.
So this got shared to where else other than Reddit. The Twitter user that goes by Shinobi602, who is known to be a credible source, and this comes from an article in GameByte. So from GameByte, it's known to be as a credible source.
Mm-hmm.
He responded to a gamer's request for insider knowledge, saying, "It's not my place to give details, and my username would be blasted on sites if I do, laugh out loud. So I won't. But you won't have to wait much longer, really. I'm incredibly excited about what's coming from Xbox." He also added, "Xbox fans can expect gorgeous fantasy worlds, reboots, big sci-fi, should be a lot of fun." This article was published on April 9th, and it said at the bottom of the article that we could see stuff or an announcement as soon as April 13th, but that would have been a few days ago, and I haven't seen any announcement of a Xbox reboot that could have had to do with gorgeous fantasy worlds, reboots, and big sci-fi. And people are saying that it could be a Fable 4 announcement because that kind of describes Fable. Fantasy, sci-fi, reboot. So, I can say that it sounds like a pretty credible source. It sounds good. Even though it's been being teased for we've been talking about it, I feel like, since last year. I feel like we've been talking about Fable 4.
This is almost the beginning of our podcast, I think.
Yeah, it's still rumored. It'd be a big one to... It'd be a big one to come out and get announced, if so. That would definitely... If they start coming out more exclusives like that, that's definitely going to make me lean a little more towards getting the Series X before the PlayStation 5, because those were games that I used to be super into. And that's the time when those originals were coming out, like Halo and Fable. That's when I had an Xbox, an original Xbox, as opposed to PlayStation. And
Don't
right
do
now,
it. Don't do it.
Xbox has better exclusives announced than PlayStation right now.
Don't fall for it.
Right now, I'm saying you can't say that there's some that are better than what Xbox has coming right now that's announced.
Sony has something. You'll see.
I hope so. They don't even
You'll
got a
get the
console
Xbox.
yet.
You'll get that Xbox, and you're gonna find out. You're gonna go, oh.
I'm gonna have both anyways, so that doesn't bother me.
Same
Right.
here.
All right, that does it for my Xbox theory, my Xbox rumor.
Okay,
Anyone
I
else
got
got
no
Xbox? No
Well,
Xbox?
then me.
All right.
Remedy from the Ashes will be getting a new a DLC on April 28th, and it's from the swamps of Coruscant. Add a bunch of new content, including a survivor mode. Will that be interesting in that game?
Yeah,
And
considering I already feel like a survivor just trying to survive against that damn boss we're stuck on.
it tells you what's the brave enough to take on this intense pre-death challenges will travel random throughout a corrupt world stone to different biomeans, seeking out epic new rewards, all while fighting to survive against insane difficulty bosses and enemies. So reads the description.
Great, harder difficulty bosses?
Yeah, we're stuck on the beginning boss.
Yeah, we're stuck on like the first boss.
Also, how the DLC implies, it'll be getting the location. We're getting the Coruscant will be getting revamped, adding new dungeons, bosses, and enemies, as well as new weapons and mods. But it only costs $10 on release, which is not bad.
Cheap
That's a
DLC.
really good price.
Cheap DLC for a good game. If you got Xbox Game Pass, check out Remnant. Definitely worth it. That was kind of a gem hidden in the rough there for me. I didn't know anything about that game until I listened to Junior and got it, and I really liked it. It's like a third-person RPG kind of game, like third-person shooter RPG kind of.
It's a fun little how the art style and everything. It's just a different little game.
Yeah, something a little different than what we've been playing.
I'm gonna have to look into that a little more than I had heard about it before, but I didn't pay much attention.
All right.
This one worth looking at least. At least.
All right. I still got more. Long Dart is a Game Pass game that's coming. It's called The Long Dart. It's a cold snow-filled first-person survivor game that it's already came out. It's on April 16th.
All right, so a couple days ago, it just came out.
And a few days later, on April 21st, Xbox players will get a chance to play Gato Roboto. It's a Metro-like 2D platformer about a cat with a mech suit. That's
Gato what? Roboto?
Gato
Yes.
Roboto. It only makes sense.
And on April 23rd, Deliver Us on the Moon, a sci-fi thriller about one astronaut sent on a dangerous mission to the moon in order to save humanity from the apocalypse. And on April 30th, they get two new games, Hybridot and Levelhead. Hybridot is a top-down, highly stylized 2D action game that's all about dodging obstacles the game throws at you in a progressive, harder levels. Levelhead is a traditional 2D platformer that also lets players create and share their own custom-made level.
Where are these coming to?
Xbox Game Pass.
Game Pass. All right. So if you have Game Pass, they're all going to technically be free to you.
Okay, and here's some of the games that are going to leave this month on April 30th on Game Pass. These are some of the games they're going to leave. I'm just going to mention there's quite a bit. I'm just going to mention the big ones. But I'm going to put that on Facebook for other people. Fallout 4, Metal Slug 3, and Wolfenstein New Order are all leaving.
Germany.
Which one is New Order?
I think it's just the one after.
It's the second one.
I'm not sure.
I hope A New Order is the second one because that's the one I still gotta play.
Wolfenstein.
I don't know if
Germany.
there's Wolfenstein Colossus, right? And then we'll find
It is A New Order. Son of a. God dang it! Now I'm gonna have to buy it. I took too long. Too long.
Germany.
Yeah, they're gonna.
Looks like I'm getting on Switch.
Game Pass right now is $10 a month, while the Ultimate, which is Xbox and PC, is $15 a month. Currently, the Xbox Pass for PC is in beta, which only costs $5 a month. And right now they're doing where you do one promotion thing where Xbox Game Ultimate Pass is $1 per month.
That's the
And
way to go,
that's
the
it
dollar.
I have on Xbox.
All right, it's time to get into the PlayStation 5.
PlayStation 5, I thought we were doing PC. Or doing PC.
No, we'll just say PC for last. We'll go to PlayStation
Oh, I thought we were doing. Okay, my bad. I heard wrong.
or PlayStation 4/5. I didn't have anything, but I heard something interesting that I want to see what you guys think about this, and I think it is. Let me look this up real quick. It is. I need to see the Ghost of Tsushima release date.
Oh yeah.
June
okay.
26, 2020. So I don't know if you guys had this. This is the only thing that I had about the PlayStation 5, but I heard a rumor since Last of Us 2 got delayed.
Indefinitely.
Huh?
Indefinitely.
Indefinitely? Well, they
There's
said
no
that
release date.
it could. Something came out that might have shown that it's going to come out on that day, same day as the Ghost of Tsushima release. That showed that, and so people are now speculating whether Ghost of Tsushima will be pushed back or if that's just a fake date altogether. Because it doesn't seem like they'd put that on the same day as Ghost of Tsushima. Because Last of Us Part 2, is going to be a big game, big seller. Ghost of Tsushima is supposed to also be the way they've been advertising it. And I can't see them putting out two big games like that. Those are both Sony exclusives too, right? I believe so. Ghost of Tsushima is only for Sony.
Ghost of
I know
Tsushima
Last of Us
is,
is.
but I don't know.
Last of Us is. So
Last
if you
of
know
Us.
Ghost of Tsushima is, Last of Us is. So they have. I don't know how much I believe that. I don't know what you guys think about it. I don't know how much I believe that because, like he said it, they said it got delayed indefinitely. It hasn't been talked about or said anything official saying that's coming out in June, whatever. That's going to be coming out. I mean, it's around the corner. It's going to be quick.
In about
Yeah, I'm not-
another month.
I haven't heard much about it, whether it's being delayed or not. So we have to look and see. Just keep monitoring it, making sure whether that's true or not.
Yeah.
But I don't think they're going to do that. I think the Ghost of Tsushima
Yeah.
is going to probably be released on that day, because otherwise they would say, "Hey, Last of Us 2 is coming out," because otherwise
Like, they
a
want
lot of
people to
people
know.
would be extremely pissed because they say like, "Oh, they got definitely no, I don't need to even pre-order," and they probably wanted to pre-order a different thing and all that and stuff like that.
Yeah, I don't know what they're going to
And
do.
I don't think they would want to like keep you in the dark about that either.
That's what I think. Like, I think if they know that it's going to be there, like, they'd be trying to hold that in. I think they'd want to get that out because people were pissed that it was delayed indefinitely or delayed at all. People wanted that game.
Yeah,
Yeah, it was in high demand, so
just to
for them-
keep it
for
secret
PlayStation
would
to
be a
call that
stupid
off, It was
move.
a bad move.
And Sony has already issued full refunds. Money
Really?
refunds. Yeah, they started delivering refunds for Last of Us Part 2, and there was one more. I want to say it was maybe not Cyberpunk. It was one other game. They
I
started
haven't heard
getting
anything
refunds.
about
So
Cyberpunk being pushed back.
if they're
or
getting- No, I'm
delayed
saying about
indefinitely,
which-
but I wouldn't be surprised.
Not that. I'm saying Sony was given refunds for two games that got pushed back already. I want to say it was Cyberpunk because Cyberpunk was originally set to come out April, right? The first original
Yeah, it
date
was
was April.
and now it's they're saying
September.
towards the end of the year.
And so
Same
now,
year.
because it got pushed back so far, because of everything going on, they start issuing refunds. So if it's coming out in June, I can't see Sony issuing refunds for that. That's too soon. It's way too soon.
And that'd be dumb.
Yeah. So that's
Let's say like you pre-order and you got the highest one, the collector edition, and they refund you and it comes out and then you can't get it.
after. Yeah,
You know how
You'd be
people
pissed.
would be they'll go like, oh hell no.
yeah. There'd be some uproar.
Yeah.
That's my PlayStation. No, that's all I got. Unless you guys want to continue on that.
I'll let you go, Junior.
What I saw that PlayStation 5 is not going to come out as many per unit as they did PlayStation 4. While PlayStation 4 in their 2 quarters they did 7.5 million, and PlayStation 5 it's going to do about 5 to 6 million.
Wait a second. What? Can you say that one more time? You don't think they are, or that's speculated, or is it
No, that's what they said. That when they did PlayStation 4, in their first 2 quarters, they did what they did was they did 7.5 million units, and PlayStation 5 is only going to do about 5 to 6 million of units being produced and sold, produced in those two. In the first 2 quarters, they think that's what they speculate.
Okay.
This is from
Wow.
Sony. That's what the article I saw. It was from Polygon. That was from Sony. That's it I got for.
That's all you got.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I got PlayStation Now and PlayStation Plus. So PlayStation Now coming out for this month, they have a bunch of games that you could try as a trial. They have, like I'm trying to pull up the list here. I had it just in front of me, but my computer shut down. For PlayStation Plus, they officially the cat jumped on the keyboard.
The cat sabotaged you. El gato roboto.
Dirt Rally 2.0 for that just came out this month for PlayStation Plus, and
I saw
Uncharted
that
4,
Saw that
Thief's
one.
End, and then there was another one here too, but I don't see it. They said, where the hell is it? I'm looking for it. I don't see it.
You thinking about Journey?
No, it might be Journey.
Because they gave that
There were
game for
3 of
free.
them.
It wasn't in the
I
PlayStation
don't see
thing,
the
but
third one. But there's at least 2. There's a third one that I'm not 100% sure of. And then also for April, PlayStation Now is their streaming service where they have all the different games on it, and you could try that for free trial. And you could play games like Control, Spider-Man, Just Cause 4.
Oh dang! Wait, what is that?
It's PlayStation Now, their streaming service.
Oh, you get
where you
Control and stuff. They upgraded that list a little bit, huh? Or was that always on there?
I'm not sure. I have never checked out their list, but that's for April, their new games list. So, and then there's like golf on there and a few other different games that are highly rated games. So it's worth checking out for April, PlayStation Plus and the PlayStation Now.
how long
especially
is the
with
trial?
the free trial. I'm not sure. Let's see. PlayStation trial is PlayStation Now free trial. Let's see. Trial is 4, and it says 1. Looks like 1 month. No, free trial 7-day free trial, and you get a 1 month membership for $9.99.
I'll have to check that out.
So.
Only for 7 days. It's kind of. It was at least 2 weeks.
I might try out a month of $9.99. A month is 7
And then
days.
let's see
And then
here.
you
I
put it that
also,
way, yeah. That's a good way.
for PlayStation, I have the new Final Fantasy 7 remake.
Which I got.
Yeah. Well, how did you like it?
I haven't really played it yet because I've been doing other stuff. My sister played it.
What?
From what I've seen, it is.
So wait, I
Excellent.
want to talk about me and Junior had a conversation about this. I had to call him up and ask questions about this because I was listening to a podcast and they were talking about it. And I was always thinking about getting Final Fantasy VII because they have the original out for Nintendo Switch for like $8, super cheap. But what do you got about it first, or you want us to talk about that first?
I just know they revamp. It's like a complete It's nothing like the first. Well, other than the storyline, everything's like all with 2020 graphics. So I mean, everything is
It
like
looks
up to
beautiful.
par. It's not like PlayStation. It's PlayStation 4.
Yeah. So,
Um,
oh, go ahead. Sorry.
it's just like an overhaul of the original game, but with better graphics.
So what I had when I was listening to it, because like I said, I was thinking about getting one, and then the remaster came out, and I had asked Junior how much it was, and he said it's a full $60 game, and I was like, shit, do I want to pay $60 for a game that I can get for $8? You know, it's just all I'm paying for is better graphics. And then Junior clarified for me that it's not that at all. That they do this remake on, was it the first part of the game?
Yeah, right now, from what I've seen, you're doing the first part of the game where you're in the city of, damn, I forget his name. The name, it starts with Midgard.
Yeah.
Midgard. You're in that town, and you play all the way up into, I think once you first go up into the open world, where you actually can go almost anywhere, but limited to what vehicle you have. Because first you have a car, later on you have a, where did Nick go?
Nick, we lost you. No, we might have lost Nick for good. Oh no. Hang on, he's loading.
I don't want to explain it until
Oh, and we lost him again.
my timed out.
Nick,
I'm back.
he's back. All right.
The zombies didn't
I
get
don't know
you,
what
did
happened here. I don't know what happened. You were talking and it just went out.
they?
Is your camera back up?
Oh, let's see. Yeah.
Nick's back.
Back.
And now after that break.
After what I was saying, the first part you have a car where you can only travel and where it will let you travel on the land, and there'll be little streams where it'll be shallow enough your driver could travel from the original. I don't know about now. Later on, you get an airship, which you can then travel. Almost, you can travel everywhere now.
Okay.
But the first part, from what they were saying, I haven't gotten up all the way. That's that part. Where normal in the first part, it will just take in the normal one there was 3 discs in the game originally because of the space and all that.
Right.
You would do the first disc and that one go, and then once you get out to the open world, you want to pop in the second disc.
Right.
But it wasn't that very long. That first part, if I remember correctly, wasn't that very long. And this part, they made it longer, gave more character depth on all different characters. Different, it still follows the same thing. It's no, I think you can, if you want to play, I think if you pick up the different modes, you can play the easier one where it goes more in line how it was originally.
Mm-hmm.
But if you're not into how there was like turn based,
Yeah.
it'd be better if you just went either normal. I would just say do normal anyway, not easy. Just do normal. It's more freestyle. If you go in your combat menu, it'll slow down time so you can issue the whatever it is you want to pick, your skill, the ability, your spell.
Mm-hmm.
Use the item. It'll slow down time so you can do it. But you could do shortcuts where it will do it instantly, so you wouldn't need to slow the time because you already have the shortcut to whatever it was.
All right.
But I think the shortcut usually just more to whatever ability, because it'll probably be a little harder to use like spells, because like a cure spell, because you're gonna have to see who you're gonna cure. Otherwise, it'll probably just cure yourself and you don't need it.
All right.
But I haven't fully done it yet. I'll explain. I'll clarify it more once I've actually looked at the shortcuts and see how they work. And to me, it is a good remastering from everything I've seen. I'm gonna play. I'm gonna play it this weekend. I am. Fucking bought it. I haven't played it yet. But it, to me, it is all good so far from everything.
So I was worried more or less that it was a $60 game that was going to be the same thing, and I guess they've expanded that first part or first disc of the game to be like a full game's length, and so it follows the same story, but there's new stuff that you haven't seen yet. Like you said, it goes into more depth, so you're kind of like getting your money's worth, which was kind of my should I buy it or should I not? But that I think was my tipping point, knowing I'm getting my money's worth. That makes me still want to get it.
If you played the original, then yes. If you did not, I would say no.
Well, he's saying that even if you haven't played the original, and I've heard this from other people, that you're still getting the same story, but you're getting more story in this remaster than you got in the original.
Yes.
So if you want to expand the story out, play the remake. If you want to try and get through it, play the original. Kind of thing. And then, along with that, like you said, there's turn-based combat in the original, where in this one it's more like free combat. You can run around. It's not turn-based.
Yeah, you have to watch your back. You can't just be focusing on one enemy because the other enemy can come right back of you, hit you with something, put you to sleep, paralyze you, poison you, and then you might be you get in a serious situation where you're like, oh, I'm gonna die. It gives more in depth to the side characters, like 3 of the side characters you see in the beginning are from Avalanche. It's Jesse, Wedge, and Biggs. In the first one, you really don't know much about them. You just know that they're in the organization. They did this, and that's about it. In this one, you get more feel of the characters, of their personalities, what drives them, and all that stuff. Which I say is a plus.
That's all I got, Final Fantasy.
That's it.
Yeah.
I got next I have Star Wars the pod racing game from the Phantom Menace, the original one that came out in 1996 or 1999, is getting a remastered version of Star Wars Episode 1 Racer, which will hit Nintendo Switch and PlayStation on May 12th.
I thought that was an interesting one. I just saw that this morning, and of all the racing games they could have brought back, I didn't think that would be one. I read something in an article today, I forgot where it was, that was one of the top racing games of its time.
It was a fun game.
I didn't know that. I did not know that at all. I never played it. I knew about it. I never played it.
Really? I thought you played it on GameCube.
No, I knew about it, and I didn't like that one because I didn't care about racing games really. I had other Star Wars games I played where I went around and but I was more into shooters.
I'm pretty sure we played
I'm
it.
like 90%
If I did, I rented
sure
it. I never owned it.
No,
that you had it at your house on GameCube.
We played it for a bit. I know we didn't.
I never owned it, so I'm 100% sure of that.
Well, this one's gonna cost $15, and like I said, it's got Star Wars music and effects with 25 playable characters, 8 tracks, and planets, and it'll be out on the 12th of May.
Now, didn't you have a little bit more information on this, or you saw something else about this?
No, what he said.
Or wait, or it was you that you said something? I thought about maybe this is a whole different game we're talking about. About the remake coming to PlayStation is going to be actual like graphics redone, whereas the Switch version is just going to be a port. So you're going to get the old graphics. Maybe I'm wrong.
Usually it's like that with most of the games that are remakes. If they're coming to Switch and Xbox and PlayStation, then the Xbox and PlayStation are going to be more of a revamp on the graphics, and the other is going to be just like the same game. This cat just wants to jump on my keyboard. That's the third time, because I caught him one time just a minute ago.
Trying to sabotage you.
Okay.
But no, that's pretty much it. It's not really a remaster of any graphics on Nintendo. It's mostly just nostalgia play.
I would probably look at that on Switch if they up the graphics a little bit. If it's just the normal GameCube graphics or whatever, it's probably not going to interest me at all. I didn't care about it that much if I did play it, that I need to go get it again for $15.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay. Well, and then I have the last thing I have on here is about the PlayStation DualSense.
That's
I
the
don't
one
know
I
if
was
you
waiting
had
for.
anything else.
We're waiting for that, I think. Are you? You're
Junior,
done,
did you
right?
have anything else?
Nah.
Just waiting to
Okay. Well,
conversate on that. That's about it.
yeah, that's pretty much it. PlayStation recently came out with the pictures and specs for the PlayStation DualSense controller.
You got all the
It's got a
specs.
lot of. I don't have any specs. I just have pictures, but they're saying that it's more of a sense controller than a shock controller, which means that it has more haptic feedback for your hands than just rumbling your hands.
Yeah. What the hell? Do you know what dual sense? What do they mean by dual sense? What two senses is it gonna? Is it trying to imply here?
Like you're gonna have, haptic feedback when you do something you like on your phone, and your phone vibrates when you hit a button or something.
Yeah.
That's haptic feedback. That's what's gonna have more of feedback than just a rumble. Like the last controller is just like. It's not gonna be like that. It's gonna be more of central
Now I heard
located
something
on your hands.
about that. I don't know how true this is, but the rumble feature that's going to be in it, it's going to be like I can't remember what game this is in. I know it's in some game, but you'll be playing, and if you're getting close to, like, say, a treasure or some, like, special item, your controller will start vibrating like you're getting closer to it. I heard the vibration feature they're going to have in this controller is going to be something similar, but, like, say if you're walking down a path and you got some special item to the left side of you on your path, you might feel the left side of your controller vibrate a little harder than your right, knowing that. Okay, so you heard about that too?
That's haptic feedback, yeah.
Okay. And then I heard they got a new share button or something that's not just, or what's the button they got that's just the PlayStation logo? Is it a share button or the actual PlayStation button? It's not a circle anymore. I heard they got one that's like just the logo now or something.
No, I'm not sure about that. Oh, I don't see that on the pictures of the PlayStation DualSense.
Let me see if I can pull it up real quick. DualSense, there it is, PS5 controller. Yeah, right. It's the PlayStation button's just the logo, right in the middle of the two sticks. I see it right here.
Oh, okay, instead of a round button, it's just the symbol.
Yeah, so you got just the symbol now. Let me minimize this. There we go. I don't know how I feel about the color scheme, in the sense that it doesn't feel like Sony to me. I'm used to just the black. Have you seen what people have been doing, changing the color schemes and creating their own custom versions of it? I've seen like this anime one that looks super sick. I hope they do some stuff like that, which I'm sure I can see them doing. A couple of people that I've heard talk about it have said it's like a clean slate for Sony to do whatever they want. They're going with something different so they can kind of take it whichever way they want now, but I just don't know how I feel about that blue on there.
Yeah, I'm not too sure about the white. The blue is fine with me. I just don't like the white all over.
See, I like the white. I'm not sure about the blue.
Can you see the thing? Can I see the thing again?
Yeah. Pull it back up.
The blue right there. To me, I say if it was the other way around, with the white in the middle and the black all around, I'd say it would have been personally better for me.
It reminds me, looking at it, and my first thought was of an Xbox controller, which is what I'm sure everyone's been hearing a lot of, but it also really reminds me the way the like R1 and L1 buttons are of like an old school aftermarket Mad Catz controller or something. It really freaking reminds me of that, like an aftermarket Mad Catz controller.
Oh,
Slightly,
yeah.
but I can see that because Mad Catz is more tailored towards PlayStation anyway, so PlayStation would have the rights to all that stuff.
They were?
Bought them out. Well, they market all the PlayStation gear, headsets, controllers, keyboards.
Well, they got it for everything. They had it for game. I had Mad Catz GameCube, Mad Catz N64 controllers. Yeah.
Oh, really?
It's been
Mad
Catz has been around for a while.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just knew them as PlayStation oriented, so maybe PlayStation found a design of theirs that they decided to take, or.
I mean, I'm sure it's not going to be as cheap, like feel as cheaply made as the Mad Catz controllers did, But I mean, I'm not gonna say I don't like it. I just don't. I was always iffy about. It seemed like the PlayStation controllers got a little bit bigger, as did the Xbox controllers got a little bit smaller, and I wasn't really a fan of the PlayStation controllers getting a little bit bigger and bigger, and this one seems like it's gonna be the biggest one they have, but then when I get it in my hand and feel it, it wasn't something that bothered me, so I don't know if it's just the way it looks that's making it look big. I might be just judging
Maybe.
it too soon.
To
And
me, it looks
to
about
me,
the
it
same
looks-
size as the Xbox
yeah.
on top. It just slims down more when it goes down to
It
the
looks. It looks. The base of it. I mean, from length to length, it looks smaller than the PlayStation 4 DualShock, but the girthiness looks a little thicker.
maybe that's just why it looks big, yeah.
Like where you hold the controller
Yeah.
is thinner, and from side to side is thinner, but the back end of it looks thicker, and the top buttons are thicker.
Yeah, that's what it looks like.
But yeah, that's all. Other than that, I know it's C-type.
You hear that too at your house, huh?
Yeah,
Yeah.
C-type charger. Cat, you better back up. It's a C-type charger, so it'll charge a lot quicker and it'll hold a longer battery charge.
Wait, is that like the
So that'll be
C-type,
good.
like new Androids?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Oh, son of a bitch! All of those cords I have now are
I'm
obsolete.
in. You son of a bitch, I'm in.
Oh man.
So yeah, that's all I got on DualSense at the moment, but I think I'm looking forward to it.
I'm looking forward to see you with it first.
You're looking forward to see me.
I don't know how I'm gonna like it. I don't know how the Xbox One. It doesn't look like they changed as drastically as the PlayStation Ones will. So I don't have any doubt. I won't mind the Xbox One, but the PlayStation One, yeah, I want to see first. I think part of your laptop's covering your camera a little bit.
Oh. Ah.
But yeah, that's all I got to say about it.
Yeah.
Finish this
I think we're
PlayStation.
on to the next. We're done with PlayStation then.
All right. So I got a bit of PC news here for all those weeks we didn't have any. You guys got PC?
Yeah, I got I got like
A little bit.
Yeah.
All
me too.
right.
I just had this about the Stadia, which you already talked about, and then a game I tried out this week. So if you
let's
if you
go
got a lot
ahead
of
and hear
stuff-
about your game. I got a couple things that might be quick. Go ahead and tell me
I
about
just
your game.
went back and played. I was able to play Call of Duty Modern Warfare 4, the remastered on PC, and it was different.
Then you remember?
Yeah, different than I remember. It was a different game than what we're playing now. So, but the people who play on PC are modding the maps, so there's a lot bigger maps than anything you would imagine. They're bigger maps than what's even on the newest, the Modern Warfare. So, but a lot of campers in there, a lot of modifications, a lot of things you would go, wow, I didn't expect that to be in this kind of a game, you know?
That is PC.
Yeah, it is PC, so I don't know. I saw some of the best maps I've seen though, actually in multiplayer games. So I don't know what designers are doing right now, but they need to step their game up. If they're not looking at modded old games, they need to go back and take a look and see what people are doing online, because people are coming up with some unique ideas.
Some good maps you've seen?
Yeah, some really good maps.
I didn't even think about going back to Call of Duty to look at stuff like that. That might be fun to go see what they have done.
Yeah, they put in a lot of work.
For sure. Yeah, I went back and played Modern Warfare when it remastered on Xbox, because I got it with... It came out with another Call of Duty, I think.
Yes,
When
it
you
did.
bought another Call of Duty, you got Modern Warfare Remastered. Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare. And it was the same how I remember it being, just not nearly as many people playing it. And I thought I'd really like it, but it kind of died out quick. I don't know if I could go back to that one now, just because it's kind of... It's buried. Just leave it rest. Leave it be. Yeah, that does your Call of
That's
Duty.
pretty much it for me, yeah.
All right.
Just want to talk about that.
Before I get into the news, you just reminded me. I want to talk about the one game, the PC game that I've been playing a lot of, Metro Exodus. I haven't been playing a lot of it. I just started it, but it's one I've been talking about starting to play, and I was really disappointed to find out I was not able to stream it. How I've been saying that I kept, or I'm gonna stream it. How I've kept on that, and I think because I downloaded it through Game Pass, so it came through like an Xbox launcher on my PC. So it wants to full screen and not let me minimize it or alt tab it out, so I can't start my freaking Streamlabs. And my Streamlabs is a little messed up, so I need the window open so I can capture that specific window. So by the time I open it, it won't let me minimize it to open my Streamlabs. So I didn't even feel like screwing around with it because I finally had the chance to start it up. But until this game isn't going to be a quick one, you saw me play the other ones, did you? They're kind of more linear, as where you got a storyline and a set path to go, and I've heard that this one's a little open worldish, and it's open worldish. I know a little bit because I was researching it a lot when it was coming out because I knew I was going to play it, but it has like certain large areas, and you go from one large area, do everything you can in there, and then when you want, you can go to the next one. Right now I'm doing a bunch of the side objectives because I don't want to miss stuff, and if you've played the Metros, you know ammo and resources are very scarce in there. And in this one, you get a set of binoculars that I just recently acquired in the first one, and you kind of get to a high point, and they say, look at a point around the map, and when you'll hear like this little audio sound, and zoom your binoculars all the way in. When you hear that sound, it'll mark the point on the map for you. Well, I thought every time I was zooming in, it was just marking a point on the map because it would show the loading thing like it marks something, and I pull up my map and see a mark. I'm like, damn it, I'm just marking random points on the map. There's nothing here at these points. And I decided I want to go to them to get them off of my map so they weren't confusing me. So I went to them, and they were actually points of interest. So, because I would mark one, and then I was like, wait, I want to test this. And I'd look just barely to the left, and it'd mark another one. I'm like, oh, it's just marking wherever I put it. No, there's a point of interest there, and then right next to it, there's a point of interest. So by this time now, I got about 10 things marked on my map in that first area, and I'm like, oh, I got to go to all these things if I want to do. They're not side missions. They're just like one's a bandit house full of bandits where if you kill them all, you can get extra resources, maybe find gun parts. So it's kind of worth going right now because I'm just starting. I don't know what kind of things I'm going to find, if it's really going to be anything big like a whole new gun or something, but the resources you need. And it's taken me a while to get by. And of course, that game, if you're into the jump scares, it has them. The first freaking monster I encountered, you're going through the metro on your way out, and you see this bus, and it kind of has like some leaves or whatever draped over it, and you hear growling and shit, and I'm like, I know something's gonna pop out of here. I know something's gonna pop out of here. Something made a noise to the right. Right when I start to look, something jumps out of the damn bus. I have a keyboard slot underneath here that I don't use, but it scared me so bad, I freaking jumped up. I thought I broke my keyboard slot because both of my knees banged against it. Freaking, the jump scares are real in that game. And then the catfish story I told you about, where I'm sitting on a boat trying to shoot one because I'm like, all right, I'm not crossing this water. If you played Metro, you know about the catfish, or seen the trailer, you know about the catfish, which I think you saw the trailer, right, Nick?
Yeah.
Yeah, and so
I had talked about Metro Exodus on PlayStation a while back.
A while back, yeah. I had it even before that. I just never touched it. And so I'm shooting one of the catfish, and all of a sudden, out of nowhere, one comes from underneath you and just freaking eats you. And that also almost made me break my keyboard slider. But
would you recommend this game? Highly recommend it?
Highly recommend it. If you've played the first ones I talked about, they just not recently, a few months back, I think around November, they came out for Switch, or they got announced. I know they're out on Switch already. So
it's open world, or is it like
this one?
Closed?
This one, the first two are linear; they're kind of closed. This one is much more open, where it's not the entire world is open. It's like I just said, you have a large area, which I mean, it's a good size area they give you, and you have a main story you can follow. But when you get the binoculars, before you go to that main story, you can look through the binoculars and mark these other points. Then you can decide yourself: do I just want to go through the main story and get the game done, or do I want to hit all of these points of interest, which is what I'm doing, and then do the main story? Because once you go out of that area, you can't come back to it. So what you miss in there, if you go to the next one, you miss it. And then you got another large area to find stuff. So they called it, I remember they were calling it like a semi-open world game, where it's pretty open world-ish, but once you leave that area, then you're not going back to it. It's like, think of it in Division 2, how you have different sectors. So if it gave you the one where you start out in the White House and then you complete everything, and it's like, all right, you can go to the next one now, but if you go to this next one, you can't go back to this White House one. If you think of it like that, that's how it is. But super fun. If you've played the first two and you like the first two, this one just enhances on everything that those two do. So it's just a lot better one of those. And I didn't think I was going to like the open worldness of it because I knew it was going to prolong the game, which it is, but I'm actually really enjoying going through and doing all those extra things and getting the resources. Like, it doesn't seem like it's tedious work. It's pretty fun going through and actually doing it all.
I want to check it out. I might end up getting it on PlayStation.
Yeah, I think it's on PlayStation. I'm pretty sure it's on PlayStation.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
But I would recommend, if you want to get the full story, and I know the first two are cheap, I'd start with the first two because they're very good. They still hold up, and the story continues throughout them. You're the same character throughout all three. The story continues throughout all three. You don't have to if you really just want to skip the Exodus, but I'd recommend it. So we ready to jump into the news for PC now?
Yeah, you want
Ready?
to talk about?
All right. I got about 5 here, and I think me and you are sharing one.
Yeah.
So, you want me to start? You want to start? Nick?
Go ahead and start. I'm listening in.
All right. First one we'll start with is Microsoft's Xbox Game Bar is getting new features, and if you guys use Xbox through PC, you'll know that thing is a pain in the freaking ass sometimes. Horribly a pain in the ass. You don't know because you just do it through Xbox. We have to do it for you. But on April 7th, which was a little over a week ago now, Microsoft is opening a game bar with a beta SDK to enable any developer to create custom widgets, which is going to make us, the users, make our lives a lot easier. We have different widgets for like Spotify, different parts of Xbox. There's widgets for the friends chat. I think you might have seen it on my PC, but it's confusing. Yeah. So they brought in a beta version of it so developers can put out new widgets that'll hopefully make our lives easier, as I said. The new Xbox Game Bar App Store within the overlay, or there's a new Xbox Game Bar App Store within the overlay, allowing other users to find and install widgets created by developers, so there's a section just for that stuff. If you stream using PC, you'll know about XSplit. So XSplit and Razer, which is pretty much all my freaking gear, so that's pretty cool. Razer's coming out with their own widget for it to control everything. XSplit also is coming out with custom widgets to support the Xbox Game Bar. The XSplit integration, I've started using XSplit, but it was a little confusing for me when I first started out, so I went to Streamlabs OBS. But it's kind of cool what they're going to be doing for that if you use XSplit. XSplit integration will include access to Gamecaster tools without having to tab out of any programs and the ability to start and stop streams or check stream stats. So if I used XSplit, basically, I'd be able to just Windows G my XSplit widget up and then stream my freaking Metro Exodus instead of the problem that I'm having.
No.
So that's one thing they're putting in. And then the Razer one, Razer created a Cortex system booster which will let gamers and processes and services running in the background to try and enhance the gameplay and performance of their games. Also a Razer Gold widget, which is a virtual wallet for Razer's cryptocurrency. And although most gaming PCs are powered by NVIDIA or AMD, Intel is also releasing its own widget to provide quick access to display settings and power profiles. So I'm kind of excited to check out what kind of widgets people are going to come up with for that, because I know some developers and people just got none but time, and I know they're going to come out with some useful, cool thing that I'm going to see and really not need, but probably get anyways.
That sounds awesome.
The next one, I'm just going to describe a couple of trailers that I saw recently. One is called The Company of Crime, coming to PC via Steam. I didn't get a date on that, but they have a trailer out they'll try and get to Facebook. And it looks like a really interesting game is all I can put it. The trailer starts out with the camera like outside in the rain, and it starts backing up into a window, into a house, and you see the house is all torn up like someone just ransacked the house. It shows one guy saying something, I can't remember, saying, no, or I'll get the money, and you see him get shot. Then the camera goes to another guy that's sitting on a couch shot, and it shows his name, so-and-so owed the mob $4,000, and then the other dude's name, so-and-so, deceased did this and this to the mob or something. So it sounds like it's going to be some sort of mob game where you're a mobster going after people that might owe you money or something like that.
Wow.
And it looks like it's going to be a pretty large game because at the end of it, it shows kind of a map and the different sections you can go through, and it just keeps zooming out and zooming out and zooming out.
So
We'll
you
get that
the
trailer up
mobster
there so you guys can
whacking
make your
people
own.
off.
Huh?
Just gonna be a mobster killing people.
Yeah, it looks crazy. It had me intrigued with it. I'm waiting for more to come out with it.
It sounds intriguing because that's something different. You're not usually the
Yeah.
mobster. You're usually the dude going after the mobster.
And the area that it shows where you can do all this stuff, like I said, when it starts zooming out toward the end of the trailer, it looks like it's a huge area. So I'm gonna try and get more information on that as it comes out. It's Company of Crime again. Another one that Junior I showed you, Super Magbot, is a 2D platformer coming. It looks like something different. It's a platformer where you can't jump. So I first thought, like, what the hell? How you gonna get around a platformer without jumping? How this one works is magnets. So I'm guessing you're like a tin dude or a little dude dressed in like metal armor or something. You're running around, and how you get around the levels, literally magnets pull you up or they're underneath you and make you go up, and that's how you get around. It's kind of like a puzzle platformer type of thing.
Yeah,
That sounds hella fun.
It looks hella fun. So we'll try and get that trailer up there, Super Magbot. I also believe that's coming via Steam, I think, but that's not scheduled to be out until 2021. That one's still...
Super Magbot. Super Magbot.
Yeah, that one's still a ways away. You got XCOM Chimera, right? That you're saying. So we're going to talk about the Steam Games Festival. This one I said I was excited to get into and tell you guys about, which is pretty cool. I need to know this happened last year too. So the Steam Games Festival, Jeff, and again, I don't know if this is Jeff Keighley or Jeff Keighley, announced the first Steam Games Festival in 2019 as part of the Game Awards. So for 48 hours, players could try limited time demos of games including System Shock and Skatebird that I believe it was games possibly shown during the Game Awards or that were previewed during that. They let you play demos to it, or these might have been games not even showed, maybe smaller games that will be coming out soon that they were letting people test and get some hands-on. So this summer the festival is going to be returning again. The event's going to be from June 9th to the 14th. And it's going to be all through the Steam launcher, hence Steam Games Festival. It will spotlight games set to be released within the next year, so any time between the festival and the next year, not up to a year. When the festival ends, so will the demos, so you'll only get to play them from those dates, 9th to the 14th in June. Mark that down if you got a PC and got Steam. The Steam page for the festival is live already, and you can get reminders and set up reminders for when the event launches in case you forget about it because June is still a little ways away. For developers, there's also their own link that they can go to find out how they can put their own games on there to get them featured during the game festival. So if you're a small-time developer and got a good game that you think people need to see, you can go there and figure out what you got to do to get it out there to people's eyes.
That's pretty cool.
So that one, yeah, this was a little bit before we started our podcast, if it was in June, and we started podcasting in August, so I was probably tied up with all that stuff, which is why I don't remember this happening, because I feel like I would have been all over something like that.
Yeah.
And then the last thing I had, I'm sharing with Junior, is XCOM Chimera. Squad is coming out April 24th via Steam, and there's a trailer out for that, which goes into... Huh?
Damn, this thing being the butt again.
Oh, Junior gave me the finger.
Yeah, I think the video times out after some time.
Stupid
Oh,
thing.
possibly.
So excuse us.
1 second.
The stuff we're learning right now. But yeah, XCOM Chimera 24th via Steam. They got the trailer out for it, and it goes into
There, I'm back again.
like extensive detail in the trailer of the new things added to this, the different stuff you can do, and I'm not into XCOM far enough to try and describe to you. I probably will mess a lot of stuff up, so I'm going to put the trailer up there on the Facebook and let you guys speculate your own thoughts about it, but I know XCOM was a big name, and this is supposed to be a new game coming off, not part of the original series, right?
No, it's a standalone spin-off of the game.
Go ahead. Whatever you got
said
on
it
it.
came out
24th?
Yeah. Yeah, Chimera is not a direct continuation of XCOM 2, but a smaller standalone spin-off that puts you in control of a fixed set of developed creation human and human slash alien hybrid characters who are breaching a campaign that's about 20 hours long. And
It's a pretty good length.
it's about half price on Steam, like $10 until the first. Otherwise, it'll go back to $20. Was not bad. And
Wait, half price on Steam for how long? Because it comes
until
out.
the 1st of May.
Oh, so the first week it's out, it's half price. That's a good deal.
Yes.
And it's 20 hours, and it goes back up to $20.
Yeah, so it's,
That's like $1 an hour.
no, not bad. And in this, apparently they have features where you can mod it so players can create their own enemies, characters, maps, and other content to expand the Xbox Chimera.
Oh wow, they're doing a lot more different stuff with that.
Yeah. And also, their death thing, usually before, I think, when their character died in the other one, it's permanently dead, but apparently it'll give you some time to grab him up to revive him. If you do that, then you'll keep him. If not, then he dies. And he'll come back. And there's a whole bunch of other stuff to it, but I'll put it up on the Facebook so that everyone can read the details of what they can do and all that. There's way more, but I'll just put out the
Yeah. Once that video gets up, that really goes into depth on it, and there's a lot more stuff you can do with it. A lot more detail about this.
Yeah.
You got anything else
For the Chimera, no. For PC,
for PC? Go ahead, because I've finished PC.
Alright, for Xbox Game Pass for PC, right now you can get Overcooked 2. It's a fun little game you can play with someone else. You're trying to cook stuff in weird, like, situations. Like, me and my sister played it on PlayStation originally. But in there, you get to go around cooking. In the first one, we got a flamethrower where you were cooking stuff.
I was gonna say before you said flamethrower, you're not doing it justice. This thing game's looks like cooking mayhem.
Yeah, it's cooking mayhem. You're getting some
it looks
weird-ass-
hella fun. I've seen a bunch of videos on it.
It gets you in weird situations. Sometimes you're in the river, and there's like different little parts of the raft that comes apart, goes out, and you're like trying to cook stuff.
Or don't sometimes you got like two different platforms, and like one person's got to throw ingredients to another player
Yeah.
and shit over a gap and stuff. Like you gotta get the ingredients to your people cooking.
You have to be
it
like
starts getting crazy.
like chopping stuff, cooking stuff, boiling stuff, and then you have to get it there on a timer. It'll fill up the meter. If it goes past it, it'll catch on fire.
Yeah, there's a lot more to it.
It goes
than what
crazy.
It seems.
Sounds like Hell's Kitchen.
Yeah,
What
pretty
platform? That's on PC, huh?
Well, it's on a lot of
It's on
a lot of
it's on
stuff
basically everything, but it's coming for Xbox Game Pass for the PC. But it's on PlayStation. It was free a while ago.
It looks hella fun if you got like 4 people. One that guy VG Rockwall, who I used to always watch play the Rainbow Six videos. I used to always watch his Rainbow Six videos on YouTube. Him and a bunch of friends got on that. That was the first time I saw it, and it if you got 4 friends playing, it looks like hella fun.
Yeah, me and my
Looks like
sister
hella fun.
played it, but she likes to play different games. But I was like, okay, I'll play with you with it. It gets crazy. The first one was crazy. The second one we played it, it's just as crazy. The first one, I was telling you, you had to cook chickens and turkeys with flamethrowers. You're like, trying to cook them and doing that. Also, apparently Football Manager 2020 is also coming. And Mistover, a stylish turn-based RPG. And Stranger Things 3, the game, is also coming.
Stranger Things?
Yeah.
3?
Yeah, it's
I didn't know Stranger Things had a 1 or 2.
Huh?
I didn't know it had a 1 or 2.
that's where I got from. It says Stranger Things 3, the game, which has not been getting a very positive critic review, but it seems doing.
That's why I've heard of it.
It's still doing okay on Steam, apparently. That's coming.
That's funny.
And I have one more. Alvasia Chronicles, which is another Capcom yet Oil Star JRPG, also joined the list. Didn't really say what it was on this one. I got
Stranger Things 3 is on PlayStation 4 as well.
Yeah,
I
but
didn't
this
know
is
they
for
had
the
that.
Xbox Game Pass for PC that's coming out for them. And then, which what we talked about earlier, Grounded also. It says it's coming to that too in July as well. Which I had on that. But. And that's everything I have for PC.
All right. So you got PC, Nick, or no?
I gave you guys my PC at the beginning.
All right. That's right.
I got
We're on.
I have entertainment.
Yeah, we're on the movies, TV, anime.
Yeah. What do you want me to go first?
Yeah,
You guys
go
wanna
ahead.
Go ahead.
First?
Go ahead. Well, I only got one. We'll let
I
you
got
go.
none.
I've only got 2 myself, so
All right, be a quick segment then.
it's gonna be a real quick segment. Everybody's watched, I'm sure, or heard about the documentary Tiger King.
Oh my god! No.
I've heard of it, didn't watch it.
Much popularity, and
Trust me,
it's
I've
growing
heard of it.
big. If you
I've
haven't
heard
seen
of
it as a Netflix special, you should definitely check it out. It's big right now. They also had a TMZ episode that just recently aired on Fox about what they're doing now and what's going on. And they even said that the president is looking into the issues, whether he should release him from jail or not. So
that thing, like, that got crazy. It seems to me like what happened with R. Kelly. They put out that Netflix series and it got him thrown in jail. Like, they didn't. After watching that, I could have told you someone was going to jail.
somebody's going to jail for
So
this.
someone definitely was.
You know he doesn't make his own music.
Yeah,
Somebody else does the music.
I've been hearing so many people surprised about that. I heard that a long time ago that he's been known to like lip sing or whatever.
That's right. And then Star Trek Picard just ended its first season and it got high reviews. And following that, we are expecting Star Trek Discovery to be coming out. And I believe that's coming out in May. Yeah.
Right around
May.
the corner here.
What I
Couple
have
weeks.
here. So I'm making sure here. It looks like May. They haven't given an official date that I can see, but it looks like around May. But it may get delayed, so we'll find out.
Yeah, along with everything else, huh? That does.
So
you?
that's my 2.
Alright, I didn't get a date on this, but real quick, Lego's DC Shazam is coming out straight to digital and Blu-ray. So if you're into all those Lego movies, and at first when I first saved this, when I said I was gonna go back
Wait a
and look at
second
it.
here. You said Shazam Lego.
Yep.
Oh wow.
It looks pretty interesting. It looks
That's
like
gonna be crazy.
To me, it looks like more of like a Justice League type thing, though. Because if you watch the trailer, I'll try to get that trailer up on Facebook too. If you guys are into those Lego things, I know that's got a fan base for them. But it's like got the Flash, Batman. They're all fighting Black Adam, and so there's just a bunch of different people in there. It kind of seemed like Lego's DC Justice League to me, but I guess it's being called Shazam. And that's all I got. That does my movies.
Interesting.
Junior, movies, anime, TV.
Nope, sorry.
Nothing. Yeah, I didn't. A lot of mine, like I said, were delays that I didn't even want to get into.
Yeah, me too. I didn't want to do that.
That wraps it up then.
That wraps it up, sir.
We did a lengthy one on this one. We're almost at
We're
3.5.
gonna talk about Nick's experience with D&D.
Oh, we missed that. Yeah. So let's hear before we go the Dungeons and Dragons.
Oh, Dungeons and Dragons, man. So I played recently Dungeons and Dragons. I played played online with a group of friends in an app called Zoom. If you guys aren't familiar with Zoom, you can go online and you can check it out. It's free right now during the coronavirus. It's kind of like Discord, and but you could make a game board and people could see what you're doing on there. You can draw and it show examples and things,
That's
and people
tight.
could see that.
That's neat.
Played Dungeons and Dragons. If you're not familiar with that board game, it's kind of like a role playing. It's a weekly. It's not like you play one time and you're done. Like you're you're going on an adventure every time you play with the same characters. So
It's a long
um,
board game.
Yeah.
yeah,
And you got the experience to play for the first time, and how did that go?
it went okay. It's just the people that I played with, they went on their own kind of adventure. They weren't too bad, but not usual people I play games with, so I wasn't used to it. But um, yeah, I'd want to try it again with more standard rules and see how that goes. So
So you had
hopefully sometime soon.
you enjoyed getting into it though and playing it, and
Oh yeah.
all the
Oh yeah.
all,
Yeah.
all the
Well,
likes
it's
and
kind of
sorts.
detailed. It's really detailed. You got to figure your character out and figure out what abilities you have and what modifiers you have, and
And that's the
there's a
first time
lot
you
to it.
played Dungeons and Dragons at all, right?
Yeah, first time.
How was it hard to pick up? Was it because I know that gets asked by a lot of people because Dungeons and Dragons is a super popular board game.
Wasn't too hard to pick up.
Okay.
No.
I was kind of curious myself. I have other board games, as you know, me and Junior play other board games that get into a lot more detail and into a lot more depth. So I'm kind of used to something like that, not just your normal Monopoly game or Life or something. But
Yeah.
I would definitely be willing to jump into that. I'm down. And I know
Definitely
Josh has been
sometime
down
soon,
and been
guys.
talking about it.
Yep. All right. Nick, that I have something about
That's it,
getting
we lost him.
digital D&D resources that so people can enable to play D&D online. Wizards of the Coast have put up
Oh,
a mini
did
site
we lose
directing you
Nick?
to tons of resources.
Might have lost Nick.
Did we? Oh, then I'll wait.
I heard him say, "There we go. We lost him." And then he froze.
Technical difficulties all around, not just me.
Hang on, let me pull up the Discord real quick. See if he's still in there. Shows he's still in there. He's
Nicky
frozen.
Poo.
All right, Junior, we'll go ahead and give us the last little bit, and we'll go ahead and close this out.
Yeah, the Wizard of Coast have put a mini site direct you to a ton of resources to play Dungeons and Dragons online with your friends on your own very personal computer. There's a lot of stuff in there, from resources for veterans to how to play guides for new players who want to play online. The stuff here can get to play in real life with your family, kids, or animal friends. Also, there's a color book page. Apparently, I didn't know that. There was a lot of other good stuff, adding new stuff to the page daily, Monday through Friday. There are also 5 day. There's already 5 days of stuff in there ready to be. There's already stuff there. And also, they recommend you to grab the secrets of Karluk Keep and Shadows over the Moonsea. Both are neat adventures that can take place on the coast. Run them simultaneously. Design your own sketch of fantasy coastline from them to happen in, or slice them up with the marshland counter booklet so that the world can feel a little more alive. There's also deeper resources on to play D&D, or the catalog and depth of options how to play
there
online.
it goes, finally all together. Good thing it happened at the end.
And we're mostly all stuck inside. You want to try D&D. So this is a good place to go get if you don't know how to play, or you're already adventuring, a person who knows how to play, knows detailed stuff. You can get, here's a place where you can get little adventures, map, resources in order to enchant your game, or to begin how to play. Which I found that very interesting, since me and Joy all wanted to start up, but we really had nowhere to begin with. So since it's up online free.
Might
we'll
be a
just
good
go to the
start,
Wizard
yeah.
Coast.
Freeze for me. All right, guys, that pretty much wraps up 6th Street Entertainment Podcast, episode number 16. Good
Yeah.
thing we lost Nick at the very end. That's probably him texting me right now. That is him texting me right now.
What did he say?
All right, so it turns out Nick's phone died. His cord wasn't charging quick enough. So we lost Nick, but I'm sure if he is here, he'd say thank you guys very much for listening. Make sure if you haven't
thank you
already,
guys,
I know this
thank
one was
you.
kind of a long one, but go download. That's at iHeartRadio, Apple Podcasts, Spotify. You can catch us on Libsyn. Now that we have our first video one, I think we decided, or at least I decided after all this, that we're going to go ahead and put it up for you guys, see how it goes, see what people think.
I said we should put it up too.
We if it goes well and people are taking it well, I've been asked a lot before about having a video or live podcast. We might start doing it live. As for right now, we're going to take advantage of the opportunities we have having to do this over online and be inside because of the whole quarantine and everything. So we decided to start recording at least our Discord calls for you guys so you can, like I said, put some faces to the voices. Thank you guys for being here. Thank you for sticking with us through the little technical difficulties we had while we're trying out some new stuff, and we'll catch you guys on the next one.
Yep. Download, please. All right.